What's up, baby? We are back once again. Somehow we're still doing it. It's another episode of Rated G with Gary G. Garcia and Brian T. Licata. They have not shut us down yet. I am your host, Gary G. Garcia, along with my partner in Misinformation, Brian T. Licata. You're looking a little spicy today.
Yeah, got my San Francisco. It's the Golden Gate Bridge.
All right.
Yeah, if you look carefully, there's actually a transgender person about to jump off the side of it right here, plummet to their death.
Exactly 1 minute and 13 seconds in, already just got pulled down. That's it. Find us on Rumble. It's great to be back, man. It's good to see you, Brian. You know, you got your rated G drip going on.
Yeah, dude.
I'm just chilling with my llamas.
I didn't really like this hat when I first got it, but now it's kind of a good hat to just kick around with. You know?
Yeah.
I think it looks okay on me too, right?
No, it does, because it's a white boy hat.
Right. Yeah.
Got the curve in the front, kind of like trucker. It's gonna look good on you. You're a white boy.
Yeah, and I'm upset that it looks good on me, I think.
Yeah, well, it wasn't a compliment when I said it.
I know, yeah, I know, dude. It's like, but I wanted to throw it. I wanted to throw it out. I really did, dude. I was like, oh, this hat's gay as shit. I don't want to wear this thing. And now here I am, wearing it.
It looks good on you, dude.
I know, right?
It looks good on you. You know what I'm saying? That's our white boy hat. We got to get one for Puerto Ricans and blacks, flat, snap back. You got the belt back. It's very white boyish.
We got to get the the video or a fitted.
Nah, we can't do fitteds. Can't do fitteds. It's too much money for fitteds. Gotta do snapbacks.
What do you mean? They're too expensive?
Yeah, everybody got different size heads.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, unless they do it that way.
Well, yeah, we don't order them. They order them. They make them one off with this.
Oh yeah, then fucking do the fitteds. Yeah, then do the fitteds.
Yeah, I think we could.
So how was I mean, we hooked up 2 days ago?
Whoa, dude! I don't fucking kiss and tell, bro. Chill.
I mean, we did a podcast 2 days ago, right? Well, last podcast was Thursday, Wednesday. Wednesday.
Let me see. Yeah, I think so. I think it was Wednesday. Yeah.
I don't remember.
What's been going on since then?
We got tropical storm. Who's out here right now? They sent me I never used to get these things. Now I get all these alerts for these storms. Ophelia. We got tropical storm Ophelia out here. And it's just blowing everything all over the place, man.
Hey.
It's just blowing everybody everywhere. It's
nice, dude.
It's a real shit show out there, man. But what's crazy is, I told you we had like a tent family, a dude and his chick living right by the old police station. They got
in Atlantic City.
Yeah, they got like a little house set up. I mean, I'm gonna keep it real, I don't mind them. Like, I don't mind them. They don't bother nobody. They got 2 cats. They got like a little, bunch of shit over there, made a little like tent. It's not even like a real tent. It's all made. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, makeshift. Yep.
Yeah. Like one of their walls is their clothes. And I felt bad because I went out there. Well, that shit was wet just now. But surprisingly, I was looking to see that shit all over the place. I thought I was gonna walk out there and just see their house everywhere.
They had it down, tied down.
Yeah, I don't know what they did, but they did a good job. That shit's withstanding the winds. They're in there.
Atlantic City's tough too, bro. I mean, it's very, very windy there a lot of the year, right? I mean, most of the time there's a breeze.
Yeah, I mean, that's another thing. I don't think that, winter's coming. I don't think they're going to stay there through the winter. We'll see.
They might.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't mind them. I really don't. They're cool people, I mean, obviously drugs has been a factor in their life. But my biggest problem is when they start getting neighbors. Because it starts with one. You know what I'm saying? And I'm seeing the buildup because 2 weeks ago when Mark was out here, we were walking and there was a dude just sleeping on the fucking floor. Just like
you sound like every homeowners association in 1955. You're like, it starts with one. One comes in and then the neighborhood.
There goes the neighborhood. But yeah, like me and Mark were walking and we saw this dude just right there, like that little park section across. He wasn't even like on a bench or nothing. He was just like right in the grass, sleeping right where you walk, you know. And Mark was like, that's where it starts. And I'm like, And then like a week later, we had the house. So if we're looking at the way things normally progress, then we're looking at some neighbors trying to move in soon. You know, everybody in my building is getting evicted.
Well, that's great for you, dude. You're about to have like a $1 million apartment building all to yourself.
Everyone's getting evicted. I think I have the only apartment that's not owned by the dude here because he's like done with it.
Who, you know the dude who owns your place?
The dude, not my place. My place is owned by somebody else. But like all the other apartments, from what I'm hearing, is owned by that other dude who came in the other day to fix my roof.
And is he the dude who owns the building?
I don't know. I don't know, but I know he's kicking everybody out. He was talking to me. He's like, dude, I'm tired of it. You know, because he got people. He tries to look out for them. My neighbor upstairs, you know, hasn't paid his rent in like 4 months, 5 months. And then he'll send them like $100. And he's like, $100? What is this? You know, so he's getting him out. And it's fucked up because they got out all those other people I told you about, right? So these people were a problem to
Dude, you could be a tenant and pay 70% of your rent every month. And most landlords probably won't kick you out, you know? If on time you're giving them 70% of the rent every month and you're just 30% behind on your, like, if you're not fucking the place up,
to build up.
It does, but it's different than $100. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. You could pay 70%, and dude, someone is going to let that go on for years, bro, before they're going to evict you. You know, I think.
Yeah, well, he said he's done. He's getting everybody out.
Well, of course,
and it sucks because like
what?
It just sucks because I feel like I'm not too far behind, you know. But that's all right because at the same time, most of the things that happen in my life, I get forced into in a way. I get put into a position where I really got to, you know, make that move, and then you know, shit continues on from there. You know, and it's funny because you say paying a little bit. I just got my fucking gas bill. Actually, I didn't get the bill because I get it all the time. I just don't open it. But I got a call from the gas people, and they're like, "You owe $800 and something." And I said, "For what?" And they said, "You know, you've only been sending $50 a month." And I'm like, "Yeah. How is that not covering my gas? It's the summer. I got nothing that runs on gas here.
You have an electric stove too, right?"
Yeah. So how is $50 a month without even looking, just sending $50 not covering it? What kind of scam? I got to go down there because I'm going to be like, yo, you're going to have to break this shit down for me all the way to April. Because since April, I haven't used any gas.
I have a theory.
They're fucking me.
I think the theory is the $50 was covering it for April, May, June, July, August, September, right? But what it wasn't accounting for was that missing percent from
but that's the thing.
December, January, February, March.
If it was my electric, I would understand.
But isn't your heat
that's
gas?
Gotta be up my electric.
Your heat's not gas?
I don't have heat on.
I know, but I'm saying it's from you were behind in December.
No, that's what I'm telling you. No, that's what I'm telling you. I had gotten that bill all the way down to like maybe, you know, Raymond Robles. What's up, baby? Fuck them bills and those delusional rip-off utility companies. Yeah, no doubt. That's how I feel. And here's the thing: if it was my electric bill, then I would understand because I haven't paid my electric bill since COVID. Haven't even looked at it since COVID because I called them up during COVID to let them know, like, listen,
dude, you haven't paid it since 2020, dog. That's great.
And it's only like $1,300 or some shit like that. Even though I haven't looked, it's probably closer to 2,000 now.
This is where I think. This is where some people are like, you know what? I can't rock with G. You know, this is one of those points where people either love you or they're like, ah.
Well, you know what it is? I called them up during COVID to explain to them that, listen, you know, this is going on all over. We're gonna have to work something out. And they were like, don't worry about it. We can't shut off your electric. I said, I'm sorry, what? And they said, we can't shut off your electric. I said, oh, okay. Hung up the phone and see you. You know, King Handler says, stop, drop, shut him down, open up shop. One of my favorite songs, dog. Yeah, that's one of my favorite songs, dude. When my cousin passed away, that was his favorite song. And when he passed away, we took the procession through the old neighborhood, and we drove through all of Ravenswood. You know what I'm saying? And we were cranking that song. Stop, drop. You know what I'm saying? It was like a little mini
even on the East Coast,
Biggie Smalls. It was like a little mini Biggie Smalls procession, man. Remember when they played the song in Brooklyn
song.
And everybody was fucking out.
Yeah, but it's interesting. It's a DMX song, though. No.
Yeah, it's that's a DMX song.
Yeah.
I love that song.
East Coast song or West Coast song going through Queens.
What are you talking about? West Coast. DMX is from the East Coast, dog.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking of Tupac. I don't know why I'm thinking of Tupac.
Yeah, even he's from the East Coast.
Is he? Was he born in? He's born in New York,
baby.
Really? I didn't know that.
Correct. If I'm correct, it was Brooklyn.
Raymond
Robles says, "Wonder if your water heating may be hooked up to your home heating as well." That's what I was thinking. It's probably that when I heat up my water, my daughter Jasmine, what's up, mommy? Love you. So glad you're here. Even if it's just for a little while. I love when she drops in.
Yeah, Harlem.
That's what I was thinking.
East Harlem. He was born.
I was thinking that maybe it's the hot water. But even if it's the hot water, dog, you know what I'm saying? I'm taking one shower a day. How doesn't $50 a month cover that? How much are you charging me for fucking gas? That's what I plan to find out. I'm not just gonna pay it to them. And I guarantee you I get like half that shit taken off. They tried this shit before when I first moved in here.
Yeah.
They tried it. I got a bill one time for like $200, and I was like, it's June. I'm not using no gas. And they're like, well, when you cook, and I'm like, nah, buoy on you, bitch. I got a fucking electric stove.
Electric stove.
But I got an electric stove. I said, I don't use gas, dog. You know, and they were like, well, someone's using it. I said, no one's using it. Not in this apartment. I suggest you hunt down whoever's using it, but it's not in this apartment. And I got them to take off everything.
Dude, I had South Jersey Gas also, right? That's what you're dealing with, it's South Jersey Gas. Yeah. So when I was living in Ventnor, I had moved out of the place, right? And apparently when you move out of an apartment, it's on you to shut the gas off, which last time I checked, they're not my gas lines, right? I didn't install them there. I also don't own the building, nor do I have a key, nor am I trained in anything that has to do with any sort of utility gas situation. That's what I pay you for. Exactly. So I moved out, and now they're telling me that because I didn't cancel my gas, which I did. I called and I told them that I was moving, that I'm supposed to provide them access to a building that I don't own, nor do I even have access to shut the gas off. So then for a year, they're trying to tell me that I need to pay them, right? But see, now I knew the dudes who were living in that apartment. They were friends of mine. So I just kept the gas bill in my name, and they paid me, and I paid the bill for a little while, right? And because it wasn't a big deal, they were using it anyway. You know, we just shifted it over. But anyway, as I'm going through this, and when I finally got it done, I'm like, listen, not my lines, not my problem. Figure it out, dog.
That's right. That's right. They did that to me too when I moved out here to Atlantic City. I moved out here in 2000, I think, if I'm correct.
They were like, the apartment owes money.
Yeah, dude. I'm in my car driving. I get a call, and I pick up the bill collector calls. I pick them up. I like to pick them up. I like to see what it is they're trying to say I owe them for, and I like to tell them to go fuck themselves. King Handle says weird situations arise with utility companies. They're not that bright.
See, I don't even think it's no, dude.
See what he did there?
No. They're smart. See? Oh yeah, they're not that bright. Yeah.
See what he did there. Yeah.
That's
cool. King Handle's rock and roll, baby.
Give him a little
dude. I'm driving in my car. I get a call. I know it's a bill collector because it's a call. I don't know. I pick it up and they tell me that it's the electric company from my old apartment, and they're telling me I owe them $2,000 and something. And I said,
$2,000.
Yeah, 2,000 something. It was like 2,000 and change. And I said, yo, my man, I haven't lived there in 2 years, right? He goes, well, you have to let us know. I said, no, I let you know. I told y'all I was moving
2 years ago.
And they said, well, the electric's been being used. I said, well, then I suggest you talk to whoever lives there.
Yeah.
I said, because I don't live there no more. And he says, well, we still got this 2,000 whatever bill. We have to do something about it. I said, no, my man, You have to do something about
Right.
it. I said, because let me tell you how this is going to work. I'm telling you, I'm like this with these fucking, I love bill collectors when they call. I said, let me tell you how this is going to work. You can call me every single day and I'll pick up. I said, I'll pick up the phone and we'll have a little chat. But I'm going to tell you what I'm going to say. I'm going to tell you the same thing every time. There's no way I'm going to pay you one thin dime. I'm not going to pay you anything. You can call me up to the day I die and I'll always pick up and I'll tell you to fuck yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Go call them up. They're the ones using it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not paying you shit.
And, you know,
I had a credit card company that I paid off. They're going to tell me that they got my last payment a couple of days late. So there was a late charge. And because I stopped looking at those bills, because I paid the last thing, I kept getting envelopes, but I was like, fuck these people.
Right.
They're saying that I owe them now like this amount of money because I didn't pay that. And then that kept getting charges. I told that dude the same thing. Look, you can keep hitting me up with this shit. I'm never going to pay you. I do not give a fuck about my credit.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I told him. I say, but you know, your credit, I don't give a fuck about my credit score, yo. I don't. Everywhere you go, it says no credit, bad credit. Get a house, no credit, bad credit. Get a car, no credit, bad credit. Fuck you. All right, we're going across these pretty quick. Let's go back. First of all, I Cut Shapes, welcome back. It's been a minute since we've seen you, baby, or heard from you, rather. Glad you're back. Can I just call you so you can just say that?
Dude, we should. I'm gonna write that down. That can be a rated G. That can be a rated G business idea right there. We can set up a phone line where people can pay $2 to call you and talk.
Or we can start up a service where I deal with your bill collectors.
Dude,
I'll deal with your bill collectors. Now, no doubt, chances are you're probably still gonna owe that money, but I'll be the one to tell them to go fuck themselves. Yes. You know what I'm saying? We can just get it forwarded. I'm telling you, I don't care about none of that shit, man. And somehow, listen,
what we can do, dude, is we can route them in, dude. We can route them in, and then we can live stream it.
Yeah, listen,
we can live stream it, a section of the show.
Somehow they keep telling with the bad credit. My credit is still almost 700. My credit still almost is close to 700.
Yeah. Well, listen, dude.
Because I got the house gets paid. I got the car gets paid. The main bills are what you got to pay people.
Well, the thing is, too, dude, listen, with all of the credit system, right, and how the tax structure is set up in the U.S., all you have to do is basically when a credit card company calls you, right, just never pay any of the bills.
Oh,
ever.
Never.
And when they call you,
one,
then they know you're they know you're a sucker. Yes, they know you're a sucker.
And it's also the same thing. Dude, I told my brother the same thing.
Yeah,
my brother went to the doctor's one day. He
Mm-hmm.
caught what's that shit in the face? Bell's palsy, right? I thought the motherfucker had a stroke.
Yeah.
He goes to the doctors and shit. They take care of it. He comes back, and then like maybe a month later, he gets a bill. I said, "Don't pay that shit." He goes, "Well, you know, I went to the doctor." I said, "I don't give a fuck. You went to the doctor's, dog. Don't pay that shit. First of all, you don't even got no credit cards. You're off the grid.
Right.
Don't pay it." He didn't listen to me. It was something like $500. He didn't listen to me, so he fucking pays the $500, and then every other week he's getting another bill. And I said, I told you not to pay it. He's like, I'm not going to pay this one. Who gives a fuck? They already got you for $500. Let's go to some of the comments. Raymond Robles says, tell him to suck my dick. That's what I tell him, Raymond, all the time. I Cut Shape says, Your Honor, it was a good idea when I heard it. He said he could call for me. King Anderson says, Gary, a lot of bill collection scams are here as well, man.
Yeah,
they're everywhere. But I'll keep it real. They're not. Most of the time, they're not scams. Most of the time, I owe that money. You know what I'm saying? Like, most of the time, I owe that money. But it doesn't matter. I get bugged out on how many people fucking get, like, scared of bill collectors, dude. I mean, I tell you the story I had a bill collector call me up once. This motherfucker sounded like he was in Goodfellas. He sounded like he was a crazy mobster, dog.
Really?
Right? And he's like, what are we going to do? Yeah, what are we going to do about this money you owe? I said, well, listen, dog, you know, I know I owe it's for water. It was for the water bill. because my mom's was covering the water bill, but she wasn't. I don't know what was happening, but they weren't paying the right bill. So it wound up at the end of the year, we owed like a couple of thousand. It was for the house, right? And I said, listen, and with him, you know, it was the water bill for the house. So I said to him, I said, listen, dog, you know, I understand I owe you money. I owe you that money. I did have water. I've been drinking water, you know. I said, but I got a line of people that I gotta pay, and you know, you just came into the picture, which means that you got to get on the end of that line. He says, well, you know, I don't know if that's gonna work. I said, well, you can't pull blood from a stone. This motherfucker said, you, my friend, are not a stone.
What a gangster line, dog.
Most gangster fucking thing I've ever heard from a bill collector, dog. And I even said to him, yo, that was pretty good, but you're still not going to get anything from me, dog. Anybody else, he probably would have terrified. It was like that Office show. Remember The Office? When the dude's trying to sell him life insurance and he looks like a mobster and they think he's a mobster, so they wind up buying the life insurance from him?
No.
You don't watch The Office.
I don't know.
Whatever, man. Yo, it is fucking pouring outside, man. I Cut Shape says the bill collector called me. He sounded like he was from Good Times. Even though, hey, it's Fat Albert.
Hey. Yeah. I mean, maybe it's Good Times too, but Fat Albert.
Nah, Good Times. Good times, anytime you need a payment. Good time. Man, let me tell you something about Good Times, man. That was a show that was like just anything could go wrong, it will.
Oh, I didn't have my thing up. I never really watched Good Times. I guess that was maybe before my time.
Yeah, it was before your time, man. Good Times was the shit. The father in that show was probably, I would say, the last really great father in any kind of sitcom.
What about
I would say that he was the best father in any sitcom. He didn't make the most money. That motherfucker couldn't keep a job, you know. And in the show, it was all because he was black. But he couldn't keep a job, yo. And I loved him, man. He was the best. He reminded me of my pops. He was like a black version of my pops. Yeah, man. Yeah,
I feel like I've seen a picture of your dad with a hat on like that.
Yeah. My pops used to wear hats like that. Like I said, it was more like his character reminded me of my pops, man.
What were they giving men back then to make them look like that, or to make them just what you know?
It's what they wasn't giving men. It's what they wasn't. Hold on, you cut Tuck Adventures, who's a first time commenter.
Tuka, what's up, dog?
Oh, that's your boy?
Yeah, it's my boy. Yeah.
Yo, Brian, man, big up to all of Brian's people, man. You people support this motherfucker, man. I appreciate you guys, man. He loves The Office. So you know the episode I'm talking about. And by the way, The Office is probably one of the best fucking sitcoms ever made, beginning to end. It makes you laugh, cry, think. It's fucking great. I Cut Shape says true, LOL. Raymond, what's up, baby? I'm fucking talking with us, chilling. Brian snapped back from that honeymoon. Need those podcasts uploaded.
Sorry,
on
bro.
Spotify.
My bad, dog. My bad. They're coming.
Oh, you slipping on Spotify, son?
Just a lot, dude. I got a lot of stuff going
on. My boy Richard. True story. I cried the episode he died. No doubt. When she said, damn, I was in tears. You don't know what we're talking about there, Brian? Get a clip of when of Good Times when the father dies. One of the craziest scenes in sitcom, man. I thought you were talking.
I thought you were talking about. I thought you were talking about The Office.
Tuck says he doesn't remember that episode. You don't remember, man? They tried to sell Mike life insurance, and then he bought his two boys with him, and the dude was big, and then he was like, "Fucking yeah, this is when he dies, man. Check out this shit." One of the crazy.
That must be from James. From there, let me check this out here. If it's from Mississippi, it's mine. Oh, that is probably one of your daddy's. Have mercy.
Woo!
Oh, Mrs. James Evans. That's me.
All right, let's go ahead on.
We regret to inform you that your husband, James Evans, was killed in an automobile.
Is that how they did it in the 70s? They just sent you a letter? They didn't call? Like, they didn't try to call you and say, this is so-and-so from...
What was it? The hospital?
I don't know who sent it. I don't know who sent that
them the letter. This is the closing moments of the first part of The Big Move Part 1, the 4th season premiere of CBS Maude spinoff of Good Times. The episode aired on September 29, 1976. The Evans family are in the midst of throwing a huge farewell party sans James. They're getting ready to leave the projects and Chicago behind for good to join James in Mississippi, where he's become part owner in his uncle's auto garage.
Look at that. Finally makes it. He finally makes it.
And then they killed him.
And then they killed him off, dude. And you know why they killed him off?
For being black.
Because he wasn't having that shit no more. He was trying to change the way, you know, he was having a lot more input. He didn't want to be that struggling motherfucker anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like he wanted more input. And they said, oh, okay, listen, if you're not gonna do, because you know it's funny, all those shows back then were all written by white people.
Oh, yeah, dude.
So he wanted more input.
Jewish, gotta be Jewish guys. Alan Manning, Jack Ellenson, Norman Paul, Kalish, Dorfman,
so
Sid Dorfman.
They said, you want some say? And they killed him off, dude. They killed him off. But I'll tell you this, man, there were a lot of great episodes with Good Times. Remember when Michael joined the gang and the mother went down to the gang to say that he's not going to be in your gang, and they went in like they put their hands on her. He said, don't put your hands on my mother, and beat the fuck out of the dude. That shit was dope, yo. Good shit back in the day, man. Yes, and I cried too, Rich. I'm not going to lie. But I cry all the time. I cried at his fucking wedding. King Handel says, where is JJ getting all that cash? I think he still does stand-up. You know,
JJ?
Yeah, JJ, I think he does stand up, man. Raymond Robles says, I'm just messing with you, man.
About the Spotify? No, it's all good. They need to get up there. Don't worry.
Nah, it's cool, man. You got to go at us, man. You know, like if we're late and we're not keeping up, you guys are keeping up your end of the bargain. You coming out, checking us out. We got to keep up our end of the bargain and have our shit out there. And I say that knowing full well that Brian does all that work.
I mean, dude, we have an agreement.
I cut shapes. That's so sad. Yeah, man, that shit. Yo, that family, man, that family went through so much shit, yo. But he was the last of the great fathers, dude. The last of the great fathers. He didn't take no shit. There was no disrespecting him. His kids weren't gonna sit there and disrespect him like they do on fucking Loving Married with Children, which I say is the beginning. Which was well. I seen this thing where they dropped it to I Love Lucy was actually the beginning of the breakdown of the families.
Oh,
I Love Lucy because they said
what
I Love
was that?
Lucy
Because of the white and Spanish couple. Is that what it was?
No, it was all about. You always got to make everything racial. This is what happens when you have liberals on your show. When you work with libs.
I know, dude. That's what I'm saying.
No, what happened was they said it was the first show where the wife was constantly lying to the husband. And then they had the neighbors helping her out in all her lies. You know what I'm saying? And it was like it became this thing of, you know, you ain't got to be truthful or honor your husband, because the truth is, what kind of honor is coming out of you lying all the time? Even though Ricky was kind of a dick, you know, and semi-abusive. You know, there was an episode where he threw Lucy right over his lap and started spanking her. No lie. There was an episode where Lucy lied. I guess, I don't know what she did, but he caught her, grabs her, throws her over and just starts spanking her. And that's how the show ends, with him spanking his wife. The 70s.
70s, dude. More like the 40s.
No, but that show was out in the 70s. You know what I'm saying?
No, 50s, bro.
Oh, yeah. I Love Lucy was the 50s. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 50s. You know, don't you miss the old days when men were men and girls were girls and the Coke was good? What happened to the Coke? Where's this world gone, man? Coke doesn't even make the shit anymore.
Right?
I
Isn't that what it's supposed to do? Oh yeah, here we go.
Richard says, now that you mention it, I don't recall them ever using a phone in that apartment. No, I do. I actually do. I remember them having a couple of calls. The phone was right. If I'm correct, the phone was right next to either right behind or right next to their couch. And I kind of remember them using that. You know. King Handle says, I'm strictly here to harass Brian. Well, we're glad you're here, King Handles. You know, because it's kind of a lot of work.
That was Betty Ramsey. Her little Bruce's room is full of our chickens.
I don't think this one's it.
Hold on. You got to go fast forward a little bit.
No. This one wasn't it. It was
yeah, man. It's crazy how I remember that. It's crazy how I remember that episode. I could probably tell you a bunch of there's a couple of episodes I remember. Oh, here it is.
Oh, I mean, but that's like weak, dude.
Well, I mean, come on, man. Look at his face. There you go.
It's a little deranged, dude.
That looks brutal.
It looks deranged, bro. It's sickening. You know, it's definitely it's weird
and acceptable in that time. That was like a message. That was like, you know how like Biden sending out all these messages with the DOJ, like not to fuck around. That was the message to all the wives back then, yo, and all the husbands. It gave them free reign. It set the precedence. Look at that smile. Ricky's are mine or Lucy's. Who knows? You know, maybe Lucy was like that movie, The Secretary. You ever seen that movie, The Secretary?
What's that?
You ever seen the movie The Secretary?
I don't think so.
It's about this chick. She's like a real weird, quiet chick, you know, and she gets a job for this dude. And the dude is like real raw on her because she's very weird. You know, like she sits there, she bites her nails and shit. And he's like, don't bite your nails. I don't want to see you biting your nails anymore. And then he's like, stop dressing like that. You're working at my job. And then one day she fucks up and he calls her into the office and spanks her.
Oh.
Yeah. He just says, fuck it. Spanks his secretary. And then she starts.
Is this a Harvey Weinstein production?
And then what happens is she starts fucking up on purpose. You know what I'm saying? She starts fucking up so she can get the spankings. And I don't think the dude, I caught the tail end of the great sitcoms. I love the show Martin as a kid. Martin was great, but because you caught the tail end, you caught the shitty episodes because that's after him and Gina already got into that beef, and then she was no longer on the show, and they would only show it through phone calls.
Oh, watch the reruns though.
See, that's the thing. Most of those fucking shows, when you get to the end of them, also back then, I don't think they wanted those shows to end. I mean, look how long MASH went. MASH went longer than the war. I don't think they wanted those shows to end. They would run them into the ground. That's why the Fonz jumped the fucking sharks. Right. Nowadays, they make shows, I think, with the intention of eventually ending it at some point, which I feel like why shows like The Office have great endings, you know, and shows like, you know, fucking all those other ones, they just end. You know, they lose their main actor and they try to keep it going.
I think one of the reasons I don't love The Office is because it was a show that was redone, you know? And like I said, I don't really find Steve Carell that funny. Like, I don't think his character and how he acts is funny. I think it's the same thing with like Zach Galifianakis. I'm not into it. You know, I don't think it's.
You don't like Between Two Ferns?
Yeah, the writing on Between Two Ferns is great, dude. Yeah, I think it's great, but him, it's just like I can't watch that much of it. Well, obviously he makes the show, and most of it's probably his writing. But I can't I can watch like one, and then I'm like, all right. It's like you've seen one, you've seen them all.
I love that show. Yeah, well,
fair enough.
Isn't that like Us?
No.
Fake.
Isn't that pretty much us? We talk about the same shit all the time. We just wear different hats.
We wear the same hats
in different colors.
Yeah.
You know, shows were crazy back then, man. I miss that. But yo, no good fathers after him. None. And I'm trying to think if they ever got him in a dress. I I think on the comeback, he might have did a comedy where he was in a dress. I'm not sure. But he was also the father in Coming to America.
Was he?
Yeah, he was that chick's father, McDowell.
I don't see any photos of him in a dress.
Good. There you go. That's my dog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think he's from Jersey, too.
John Allen Amos Jr. Yeah, he's from Newark.
What a cool name. Yeah, he's real deal, dog, from Newark.
What's this say? Nork.
Newark.
Nork. N-O-R-K. Nork.
Yeah, man.
It's a rough town.
He's
They
the man.
played
And good,
Jets.
and good times
In
was the shit.
1966, he played with the Jersey City Jets and the Waterbury Orbits of the Atlantic Coast Football League. In 1967, Amos signed a free agent contract with the AFL Kansas City Chiefs. Coach Hank Stram told him, "You're not a football player. You're a man who's trying to play football." Oof.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah, well, sometimes people say that shit. You know, when I got signed to Epic, they told me I should be a comedian. And I was like, you just signed me to a contract. They're like, nah, you know, the music's great, but you should be a comedian. Whatever. I should have took their advice earlier.
Yeah, well, why would you do that? I wanted to get back to something that we were talking about earlier. We were talking about the electric companies.
Oh yeah.
But the thing with like credit,
my bill got to be at least $2,000.
And credit debt is all these companies can just write that off as bad debt to the IRS. So it's effectively doesn't have to get paid. I've had several different loans that actually I took out that have gotten charged off on my credit. Your credit takes a ding for like 3 or 4 years and it's fine. I mean, mine's like seven something. And I got a couple of these like, charge offs, tens of thousands of dollars.
I always tell people once it goes into collections, you won. You won. Once it goes into collections, you're good. Yeah. I don't get people who what are they going to do to you?
Well, so then what happens once it gets to collections and that person calls you, what you can then tell them is that they're actually harassing you and violating several laws that creditors aren't allowed to do, because a lot of those debt collection calls are actually harassment, like legal harassment, but people don't know that they're not allowed to do that. So if you kind of call them on their bluff and then also tell them like what you said, you're not going to get a dime from me. Just tell them, hey, listen, just write this shit off and be done with it. Stop wasting your time. Stop wasting my time. You're not getting any money from me,
Yeah, man. High Cut Shape said, Your Honor, but he said I was good once it went into collections. Look, I'm not saying, to follow what I do. I'm just telling you, this is what I do. Like I don't pay doctor bills. I don't pay doctor bills, dog. They don't affect your credit.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man. You better get that money before you do it. Like when I went to go get my vasectomy, they only took half the money. They said, give us half. So technically I only played for the right nut. But they did both nuts at the same time. They should only did one nut and made me come back. I would have paid them the other money. But because they did them both, you're done. I'm not paying you anything else, man. Go fuck yourself. Come get your vasectomy back. What are they going to do? At the end of the day, what are they going to do? Are they going to go? And, I remember with my house.
Well, they used to lock you up, but they don't do that anymore. They used to have debtor's prison. They don't have debtor's prisons anymore.
Yeah, right. Debtor's prison must have been cool. I Cut Shape says I think that vasectomy was court ordered. Look, man. I don't got no response for that. I Cut Shape. Sometimes the comments win.
Oh, dude, yeah. Check out this debtor's prison. This one looks nice. This is in Malta. Look at that. It's like a courtyard. It's like a castle.
The truth is, it's just a bunch of broke people. It's not like it's criminals. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what are you in for? The electric bill. What are you in for? And like the more money you owe, the more props you get. You know what I'm saying? Like the rougher the crime. I mean, how bad could that have been? Because it's not criminals, it's just people who owe money. And now you're being held there. You don't have to worry about your bills now. You know what I'm saying?
I
And
think
then
that's
you
why
gotta
they got rid of it.
Yeah, because then you got to think, when I get out, do I still owe the money, or do I do the
Mm.
time for the money?
I think you do the time.
You just do the time, then you come out clean slate, start
Now
all
you,
over again.
yeah, but now you don't even have to do the time.
Yeah, you just gotta let it go to collections.
Yeah. And then tell them you watch Rated G.
Yeah, man. Tell them Brian gave you that fucking.
Yeah, you can call, or you can call up to the Rated G hotline, and we'll handle it for you.
You know what's great is none of this will get tagged for being misinformation.
Oh, and it is.
Oh, 100%. 100%. I don't have any idea. I'm just telling you, I guess I've been lucky.
So can I want to bring a conspiracy theory into the circle today.
Well, you must. It's been 40 minutes. We haven't even said any conspiracies yet.
So, you know, we talk about like the big utility companies. You always think about, like, you know, internet, gas, electric, water, and like, all right, who owns these companies, right? Like who? Like, if you live in New Jersey, the southern end of New Jersey, your only choice is to buy AC Electric, right? There's no competition. You know, you can get solar stuff for your house, but it's not like you can pick, right? Same thing with internet. You have Comcast in your building, Xfinity. That's all you get, right? That's a monopoly, is what that is. It's one company controlling or dominating the market. So
well, the way they get around that is that other sections, you know what I'm saying? Like T-Mobile will have one section, and then the other. So they'll say that there's other companies, but I should have a choice in my section.
Right. That's what you think, right? Yeah. So you have AC Electric, right? Which is South Jersey. And then there's also ComEd, which is, you know, this is Chicago, Delmarva, Baltimore Gas and Electric, PECO, and Pepco. So this is all DC, Delaware, and Virginia, right? All owned by Exelon, this company.
So one company owns all that.
Correct.
They must have a nice house.
Bro.
That dude must have.
It's number 99 in the Fortune 500 list. It's the top 100 companies in the fucking. I mean, dude, they're providing energy to most of America. I mean, most of America lives in between DC and fucking Boston. You know, like 60% of our population.
How gaudy do you think their house is,
dude?
Like, you ever notice that people who have like a really lot of money, their houses be real gaudy? Like, it's like just too much. It's like it's just there because it's expensive, not because it matches with anything else in the house.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they look like these, like, I don't know. Is it just me? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I just find it be like, especially when you watch mob movies. You know, like when you watch mob movies and you see like the.
It's like the apartment in Goodfellas for the Gumars.
Oh,
like,
man, it was so fucking tacky. Right?
It's like a black toilet, like a black porcelain toilet.
Everything was so tacky. Everything was like just, you know, the best of that time. You know what I'm saying? It was just like so, you know, more like an island. Yeah, King Handles, you're right, man. I'm thinking poor man thoughts. You know, I'm thinking poor man thoughts. You're right. It's more like an island.
Well, yo, let me go back. Let me go back to the electricity, because the electricity.
Yeah, baby, because I know you got some shit you got. Let's hear that. Let's hear this conspiracy.
So this Exelon company, right, which is, you know, pretty much the Northeastern Electric, goes back to ComEd, right? And ComEd was the electric company that Thomas Edison started, right? And here we go, Chicago Edison. In March 1887, John M. Clark, president of Western Edison, and Robert Todd Lincoln, who is the son of Abraham Lincoln.
Wow. Okay, look at that. I did not know that. We learn something new all the time.
Okay, and who was from Illinois. You remember that Lincoln was from Illinois, right? Lincoln Logs. From Chicago, distribute electricity in the downtown area, blah, blah, blah.
Yada, yada, yada.
But by 1892, Chicago's Edison's load had grown to 3,200 kilowatts, showed no sign of slowing, especially with plans, the works to hold the Columbian Exposition in 1893, the World's Fair, which was the first time this 1893 Columbian Exposition right here, this World's Fair. This was the first time in Chicago in 1893 where most of America and really most of the world saw indoor electricity, or really saw electricity for the first time ever, right? And these are the Tartarian stuff that I was talking about. That's what these things are. You see these domes and you know all this stuff. So that's where the tie-in comes from. Okay, you know, because the whole thing of Tartaria is free energy society, right?
Oh, okay,
that also had advanced technology, which they used like these things. Like these are supposed to be, you know, how they would connect, you know, and get energy from the air with all these little domes and these like top spires and spikes. That's why you see, you know, all these sort of design features in this stuff. Now, this stuff was built for these World's Fairs, right? Which would take place for 1 year in a city, and all of these barons of business, right? Like the Rockefellers, like all these dudes were the ones who funded these things, right? Thomas Edison took part in this, right?
Okay.
They funded all these things. And they all were huge losses year after year after year. Now, why would the richest men in the world consistently do a business venture that lost millions of dollars year after year? Right? It'd be like doing Woodstock. It'd be like doing Woodstock every year and losing $100 million, and you do it year after year.
Well, maybe we should talk to whoever owns the WNBA. Right? Let's figure out why he's doing it. Because they haven't made a profit yet. You know, let's ask him why he's doing it.
But WNBA is probably owned by the NBA, right?
It is. It is.
Yeah,
it's just a gift. It's a gift. It's a gift. That's all it is.
It's not a gift. It's a write-off, Jerry. It's a write-off, Jerry. That's what it is. It's a fucking, you just write it off. You just write it. That's all it is, dude. It's a write-off. It's 100%. It's a write-off.
It's a gift.
It's a placation. Right? It's a placation.
Here's a league.
Write-off.
Here's a league. You know, that's what it is. You know, they gave him a league. It hasn't made money yet. You know.
Can we go to the team names? I feel like the team names are the most insulting part about all this. Lynx.
Really? Nice.
Sky, Fever.
Where are you seeing these names? I don't see them.
Right here.
Storm. Oh, okay.
The Seattle Storm. That's not a bad name, right?
Seattle Storm.
Yeah. Las Vegas Aces. Also not terrible.
Okay. Yeah. Las Vegas Aces.
The Sparks.
Sparks.
Yeah. The Mercury. Phoenix Mercury.
Phoenix Mercury. It's funny. I don't know these names. The only one I know is the Liberties.
The
Wings. Dallas Wings. That sounds like a fucking restaurant.
Dream.
Right?
Atlanta Dream.
Atlanta Dream. The fuck does that even?
Indiana Fever.
Indiana Fever. That's another dumbass name.
Chicago
Sky. Chicago Sky. Are they known for like a beautiful sky?
No, dude. No. You know what they're known for? They're known for pollution and snow.
Then it's a fitting fucking name.
And the Connecticut, how about the Connecticut Sun?
How about the fact that Connecticut got a team?
The New York Liberty?
That Connecticut has
true. I knew the Mystics, team. The Washington Mystics. That's the team that I knew.
Yeah, I don't know them, but it makes sense. The Washington Mystics. Very magical. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of magic
they got the Wizards
going on in Washington.
Well, they got the Wizards
look
too.
At the names. Look at the names for Washington, man.
It used to be the Bullets, and then they had to get rid of that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's actually so fitting. The Washington Bullets. That's great. Detroit should have took it over.
So it was originally the Baltimore Bullets. That's where it started.
They should have like the Kensington crackheads. They should go off like the worst neighborhoods. The Kensington fucking crackheads. The fucking the Compton cokeheads. And just keep doing it like King Anderson says a comedian had a good joke on if team names were actually representative of the city. He said the DC Shooters and the Detroit Pimps. You know what I'm saying? New
Mhm.
York Narcotics. You know, they probably had great logos. Could you imagine the logo for the Detroit Pimps? Some dude with his foot stepping out.
It'd be Kramer with the cane and the big coat.
That would be a great logo, yo. You know, was the Washington Bullets logo a bullet?
Oh, yeah, baby.
It was a bullet. Rock and roll, man. They
Yeah,
should have
let's
got rid of that.
yeah, we'll look at all the logos. What the fuck?
They should do a team like with nations. Like I guess like the Olympics, but make it more like a regular league and just like have the most racist fucking names.
Here, I'm gonna
That would
download
be
this.
great. I don't see no bullet.
Yeah, hold on.
I heard a fucking comedian do a joke that was so horrible. It was so great. It was so great, yo.
Yeah, you see it right there?
Oh yeah, look at that. The Baltimore Bullets. Baltimore's also known to be a bad spot too, right?
Oh, yeah, dude.
But now look what their logos were. Go back down. The logos were the two hands. Like it looks like they're doing a jump ball, right?
Yep.
But
Yeah,
that's not
shooting.
what's going on. That dude was playing basketball. Now he's getting robbed. He put his hands up like this. I said, "Get your hands up." He said, "Okay," and then that's the ball flying out of his hands. That's a cop saying, "Get your fucking hands up." Now it would be the DC Rainbows. DC Rainbows. You know what I would like to? I would like to see like how come no one's showing us like a whole like. I want to see what our military looks like now. I want to see like their graduation pictures, right? Do they graduate from like? Do they take like pictures of all of them? Because I want to see like how many purple haired. Are they allowed to have purple hair now? You sure? Or do they still shave their head? Do they still shave their heads and shit? Michelle, what's up, Michelle? I think you were at the show the other night, weren't you? And I didn't even say hello. I had to run to resorts.
That's what she's saying in the comment.
Oh, hi guys. Gary, you were great last night at Trop. Wish you didn't have to run to resorts. I should have read that. I needed a hug. Well, here's a hug for you, Mama. Come here, Mama. Come here. Oh, yeah. God bless you, Ma. And I also want to big up Self.
Ooh, haven't seen him in a while. What up, Self?
I did. He was there on Friday. He came down, you know, and him and his crew came down. And big up to you guys, man. They took care of the comics. They took care of the comics in that tip bucket. You know, I don't really like the tip shit. You know, I don't like that they do a tip bucket at the end. But when my man Self comes down, I appreciate it.
Yeah, well,
it was a crazy large tip. And then Ray's telling me last night, I think the reason why you know, we got such a good tip, you know, was because, you know, big up to Zach. Zach came down and
Zach Pickett?
Yeah, and we threw him on the show. You know. And normally when we throw people, if you're getting thrown on the show, you don't get a piece of the tips. But we told them come through and you know, we'll split the tips with you. So he's saying, "Oh, we got that big ass tip bucket because we put him on." And I'm like, "No, we got that big ass tip bucket because my people came and I saw what they threw in." You know what I'm saying? Fuck out of here. Big up to you, Self. I appreciate it, man. You know, filled my tank up twice. So I appreciate you. And Michelle, thanks for coming out yesterday. I appreciate you too. But you're there like every other day. You know, and if I'm correct, he flew back to Puerto Rico today. You know? So big up to you, Self, for coming out and chilling, man. Sorry I couldn't hang, you know, longer. I apologize for that, man. You know, it's tough because everybody's weekend is not my weekend. You know what I'm saying? Like for everybody else, it's like, yo, dude, it's Friday, it's Saturday. But for me, it's like every day is like that. So, you know, a lot of times I have shit to do that's like what you would consider. I do that on Monday or Tuesday. I do that whenever I can fucking do it. King Handler says, Gary, a lot of that bullshit doesn't go down on the unit level. That's really up at the higher levels where it's more political.
Makes sense. It's like the Freemasons. You know, if you're a Freemason at the bottom level, not a lot's happening. But the higher and higher you go,
yeah, that's usually how it is.
I wanted to bring up this topic. This was an article that I found recently and strangely interesting. The University of Montana is researching and prepping a fentanyl and heroin vaccine for human trials.
What the fuck is that?
Well,
like, how is there a vaccine for a drug? First of all, it's a vaccine for a drug. Well, what does it do? Read into it. Give us a little knowledge into what the hell that is. Because to me, I'm like, how do you have a vaccine for a drug? What does it do to you to keep you off? You know what I'm saying?
Let's first Google. A vaccine is a substance used to stimulate immunity to a particular infectious disease or pathogen, right? Typically prepared from an inactivated or weakened form of the causative agent or from its constituents or products, right? So this is the important part, right? The vaccine is the object used to protect against a disease or pathogen, right?
Yeah.
So it's fundamentally impossible, literally by the definition, to have a vaccine for heroin, fentanyl, or any other type of addiction because it's not a disease, no matter what anybody tries to say. And that's the narrative, is that addiction is a disease, right? But with the disease, you need to have a physical sign in the body and then symptoms of the disease, right? Like if you have cancer, you know, or you might start to like look sickly, and that's the physical sign, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you're showing signs of the illness, and then the actual, I'm sorry, that's the symptoms of the illness, and then the signs of it would be the cancer cells in your body, right?
Mm-hmm.
Same thing if you have a virus like coronavirus, is you'll find the virus in your body, like microscopically, you can see the virus. There isn't anything like that for addiction because it's not a disease. You can't go under a microscope.
You can go under the microscope and find the heroin in the body.
Yeah, you find the little crack rocks in the rug. You know,
yeah, but that was put there. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me.
Well, so the reason that, you know, there's this narrative of addiction is a disease is because there's this book called the DSM-5, right? Or the DSM-4, I don't know what number they're on now, but it's basically the mental health, you know, textbook, the mental health Bible, right?
Which nowadays means nothing.
Well, listen, bro, the reason that is printed is for the health insurance companies to have something to decide what they are or aren't going to pay for. That's legitimately what it's turned into. You know, at least in this country, you know, that's effectively what it is. Let me see if I can get this book up, DSM, so I can show it to you. Yeah, so it's a psychiatric book, the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental abuse.
So they want to say
mental disorders. So it's technically a mental disorder, right? Which makes sense, but they call it a disease, but there's not actually it's not actually.
How does even a mental disorder make sense?
Well,
you're saying that doing drugs is a mental disorder?
Well, it's the thing, they don't have anything to call it, you know, and that's, you know, the real truth with psychiatry and mental health stuff. You know, I have OCD, right? Which just means my brain operates a certain fucking way is what that means. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it different? Is it actually something? Or is it just, we need to categorize it as something. So it's something.
No, you don't have to categorize it. That's just the way your brain is. Okay, but then again, don't listen to me. What do I fucking know? I got a GED.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so don't get mad at me. But I'm just saying, like, me personally, I mean, what is, you know, I got a good vaccination for that. You tie the motherfucker to the bed for a year.
Yeah.
You feed them smoothies through straws, and boom. You know what I'm saying? Boom. Now they're clean of it.
So,
but apparently, good. Let's hear about this. Real quick. What does it do? It stops you from wanting to take the drug.
Well, let me get into the addiction part, and then I'll get into this. So this is what the DSM says about addiction. According to DSM-5, it's not called addiction anymore. It's a substance use disorder, SUD, right? That's what they're calling it now. It's not drug addiction, right?
There you go. There you go.
Based on decades of research, the DSM-5 points out 11 criteria that can arise from substance misuse, right? And that's also the language they're using now. These criteria fall under 4 basic categories: impaired control, physical dependence, social problems, and risky use. So using more substances than intended or using it for longer than you're meant to. Are you listening?
What is going on?
Are you listening? Are you listening?
I'm listening. I'm listening.
I want you to put. I want to put your hands. I want you to put your hands up like this, right? And every time you agree with one, put your finger up. Okay. Using more of a substance than intended or using it for longer than you're meant to. Trying to cut down or stop using the substance but being unable to.
Oh, you want to wait? You're trying to say if I fit into
if you fit into any of these, please put a finger up. Right.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Using more of a substance than intended or using it for longer than you're meant to. Trying to cut down or stop using the substance but being unable to.
Or just realizing you don't want to, but I'll put a finger up for that.
Because
I always say, is it that I said or that I'm like, why?
Intense cravings or urges to use the substance. Needing more of the substance to get the desired effect, also called tolerance.
Tolerance, yeah, come on, man. That's just going to happen.
Developing withdrawal symptoms when not using the substance.
No. Why are you looking at me like I'm lying, dog? When the fuck do I have withdrawal? What, you mean being edgy? That happens with cigarettes.
That's called withdrawal, dog. That's called withdrawal.
I'll give you half a finger on that one. You get a little half a finger on that one. Because I don't give a fuck. Like the other day, I didn't drink coffee. I didn't even realize I was going to sleep that night.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Hold on. Spending more.
I'm saying
spending more time getting and using drugs and recovering from substance use. I don't think that's you.
Nah, that doesn't pertain to me, man.
Neglecting responsibilities at home or work or school.
That doesn't pertain to me either, man. Because the drugs I do make you want to do all that shit.
Continuing to use even when it causes relationship problems.
Well, what else is going to get you through a relationship? You know, I remember my ex-wife used to always say that to me. You need to stop smoking weed. And I said, you want me to stop doing the only thing that's keeping you alive? Is that really what you want? That's also when I knew we were toward the end of the relationship. Because I honestly said that. I said, you want me to stop doing the only thing that's keeping you alive? Do you realize that every time I want to fucking end your life, I go into the glass house, roll up a blunt, smoke a blunt, and then realize all the consequences and go, fuck it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Come
on, man. That's insanity.
Can we get back to the list?
Yeah, sure. There's more to it. I'm at 4.
Yeah. Continuing. Okay. Giving up important or desirable social or recreational activities due to substance use.
No.
All right. Using substances in risky settings that put you in danger.
Well, I don't know. What was that one again?
Using substances in risky settings that put you in danger.
No, because that would be like smoking in crack houses and like, you know, nah. That's like even just putting yourself in a situation where you're going to those neighborhoods to cop shit. Nah, I don't put myself in risky situations for drugs or anybody.
Continuing to use despite the substance causing problems to your physical and mental health.
See, it's hard to say if it's causing problems with my mental health. Physical, I don't know. You tell me, do I look good? Mental health, I don't know. It's like one of those things when I say I don't feel good. Am I getting sick? Was I just off on what I was doing?
It's withdrawal, dude. I think usually when you're saying that, it's withdrawal.
It's not withdrawal. If you go to sleep at like 6 a.m. and you wake up at fucking 9 and then start working and you do that 3 or 4 times in a row, is it withdrawals or it's just consequences? It's the consequences. You know what I'm saying? It's like when people say they did fucking MDMA and they're like, yo, I hate doing MDMA because the next day I feel so tired from the MDMA. Is it the MDMA that's making you tired, or is it the fact that while you were on it, you danced for like 6 hours straight, was banging all night? You know what I'm saying?
Didn't drink
drinking and probably doing shit. You know what I'm saying? Like all that shit is why you feel like shit. You know, I'm not saying the MDMA got nothing to do with it, but you also got to remember all the other shit you did. So are you saying that if you did all that other shit and never took the MDMA, you'd be feeling great today? Come on, I don't buy it.
So what did you have, 4?
I'm at 4 still. Yeah, I'm still at 4. I feel like that's good.
So the levels of severity, like other illnesses, substance misuse worsens over time. The substance use disorder criteria explained allows clinicians to determine how severe a substance use disorder has become depending on how many symptoms are present. For example, you have 4, right?
Yeah.
So 4 or 5 symptoms show someone who has a moderate substance use disorder. Once you start to reach 6 or more, this indicates a severe substance use disorder, which signals an addiction to that substance.
So mine is I have a mild substance.
Moderate. Yeah, you're past mild. Yeah, it's like hot sauce. There's mild, medium, and hot.
Well,
and
then I'm perfect, right?
You're medium.
Don't they say everything in moderation?
Correct. Yeah, you're like a little spicy.
Just like I want to be. You know, but it's bullshit. King Handel says these universities are beholden to donations, funding from corporations, research, can produce whatever findings you want. Of course, they get paid to come up.
And that's what I want to get into, actually. I'm glad you brought that up about this heroin vaccine.
Yeah.
I want to know where the cash is coming from for this. So the researchers, what?
I mean, where do you think it's coming from? I'm sure it's the normal players. I'm sure it's all the normal players. Let's check it out. Go ahead, man.
Yeah. The ouchie.
It's all the normal players, man.
I'll make this a little bigger. Researchers at the University of Montana and their partners are nearing human trials for vaccines to prevent fentanyl and heroin drug overdoses. The vaccines will protect people struggling with drug addiction or those at risk of accidental overdose, according to the NIH. More than 106,000 U.S. drug overdose deaths were reported in 2021. Bro, 106,000, dog. What? What? Bro, there was like 200. There was like I think 300 people who died in Vietnam, and that was like only 10 years.
300? What you mean 300,000?
Yeah, bro, over like 10 years, and like the whole nation was trying to bring people back from that. 100,000 ODs a year, bro.
So now wait, they're saying the vaccination will prevent overdoses?
Yes. So we got to get it.
Is that really a vaccination? Or
No,
is that like the equivalent of when you do Adderall, it allows you to drink more? You understand what I'm saying? Like, is that a vaccination or are they just giving you a higher tolerance?
Mm-hmm.
I don't like any of that language. First of all, I don't think it's a disease.
Well, it's not.
You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. I don't think it's a disease.
Yeah.
You know, to sit there and say, you know, I'm moderately, you know, I got fuck you, 106K overdoses. Good thing we just let in like 100Ks. Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
100,000 illegals. Yeah.
That's really funny. Yeah.
Yeah, right. That's
really funny.
How can you thin the herd if you keep replenishing it?
Yeah.
You know?
So this is national involving stimulants, cocaine, and psychostimulants by opioid involvement. So this is just like showing a cross reference of people who are ODing with opioids and stimulants. Bro, look at these overdose. This is, actually, I can guarantee you, bro. So you see this right here, this part?
Yeah.
This is when everything from 2012 back, this is when Oxycontin was still being manufactured. And then right here from in between 2012 and 2013 is when they stopped making the oxys that you could crush and snort. And they started doing all those regulations in the US, which then led to everybody doing heroin. And then at some point, around 15, 16, fentanyl started coming in, and then bang, everyone started dying. That's exactly what happened. And you can see
it here first. He just wrapped it up in a nutshell.
Mm-hmm.
Just wrapped it up in a nutshell, man. I mean, I don't know if what you're saying is true, but it sounded good to me.
It is.
So it will protect people so it won't stop them from doing it.
Yeah. But
Which
let's,
is
I
really
mean,
what they want. You know what I'm saying? Really what they want is not them to stop. They just want them to be able to keep doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not, it doesn't say it's going to stop them. It says it's going to prevent them from getting fucking overdoses, having overdoses.
yeah, I don't know. I got to,
that's what
researcher Jay Evans directs the which is University of Montana Center for Translational Medicine, which is working on the vaccines. He's also the co-founder of Inimmune, the corporate partner charged with scaling up the vaccine components for manufacture. Whatever, is based in Montech, Missoula's based business. Yeah, whatever. We anticipate testing our vaccines in humans in early 2024. The first vaccine will target heroin, followed shortly after with fentanyl vaccine in phase 1. Once we establish safety and early efficacy for these clinical trials, we hope to advance a combined multivalent vaccine targeting both heroin and fentanyl. He said the vaccines start with Dr. Marco Pravatoni, professor of psychiatry and behavioral sciences, who directs the center. His research team designs haptens and drug conjugate vaccines that can elicit the production of antibodies that target against opioids. Pravatoni has worked on vaccines against opioids for over a decade, bringing one candidate, oxycodone vaccine, to human testing in phase 1.
Now, hold on. Can you stop right there real quick?
Yeah.
Just that one thing right there, right? It said they worked on the vaccine against opioids for over a decade, right?
Motherfucker, why is it doing this? Yep.
Because, all right, where am I? Now you're all over the place.
I got you. Just calm down. Remain calm. Right here. Yo.
They don't want me to prove this point.
Yeah, right here.
Right? They worked against opioid for over a decade. They worked on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it says bringing the oxycodone vaccine to human testing, bringing it to human testing in phase 1. So it didn't get into human testing for over a decade. Is that what I just read?
Correct.
And now they want to tell us that the V, which already has been proven before, all you idiots who still want to believe that shit works, and I was an idiot for not wanting to do it, that's the reason. It took these motherfuckers 10 years to get him.
It's still not out.
Human testing. And it's still not out. They're about to start 2024 human. And these motherfuckers came out with some shit exactly when they said they were going to come out with it in a year. Come on, people. And the new one that's coming out, there's a new one that's out, a new booster for all you booster heads. Just know it's only been tested. And you know, I got this off of shit that's all over fucking YouTube before YouTube goes and kicks me off. It's been tested on, I think, 20 mice. No humans. You are the test. Okay? And I'm the idiot.
Check us out on Rumble, dog.
You are the test. We need to make that shirt.
You are the test. I like that.
with a you are the test. You make the R in the middle bigger. You are the test. But like I said, it just sounds like they're creating something so that, you know, you don't OD.
Yeah. So what it's doing, so there are things that are out already, right? There's naltrexone, which is called Vivitrol, which is a shot, which is an opioid blocker.
Yeah.
So people don't call that a vaccine, but so essentially what'll happen is you could shoot heroin or do pills or whatever, and your body just won't feel the high, but the drugs will be in your bloodstream. So theoretically you could OD, and people have done it trying to like if it blocks you, they're trying to go over the blocker, and then they do too much and they die. I know a bunch of people who have done that. So
yeah,
I don't know how this is different, which is, I think, is what it's about to get into. Our vaccines are designed to neutralize and target the target opioid while sparing critical medications such as methadone, buprenorphine, naltrexone, and naloxone, which are used in the treatment of opioid addiction and the reversal of opioid overdose. So naltrexone is the Vivitrol, buprenorphine is Suboxone, and methadone is obviously methadone, and naloxone.
You know too much about these drugs, dog.
Bro, I've been to like 17 fucking rehabs, dude. This is like my world, bro. I know about all of this shit. All these pharmaceuticals, all these chemicals. And I'm educated on it, dog.
Yeah, no, listen, man. I'm not calling you on any of that shit. You know what I'm saying? King Handel says the crackheads are just going to die from old age. I don't know how they live so long. Well,
dude, because Coke's not actually all that bad for you, dog.
Well, I gotta say, you remember my boy who we saw, you know, and I hadn't
Yeah.
seen him in mad years, and I said he looked exactly the same as when we left him. And then I said, but yeah, that's like, oh well, like 30 years ago. He looked like the exact same crackhead. So I guess he's looking good,
Right.
you know. And yeah, well, he died like a month later. So, you know, it happens. There's some of them do just die. But yeah, crackheads tend to live a lot longer than all the other ones.
Well, dude, heroin addicts used to live longer also too, especially if they weren't banging. I mean, if you were just sniffing, you can live a lot longer than somebody who's shooting, you know? Same thing if you're a smoker. You know, if you're smoking stuff, you're going to live a lot longer than somebody, you know, using the needle. The needle's just like a different, you know, it's a different ball game. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Now let's get into the sauce.
All right. Let's get into the sauce.
The UN team contributes a patented adjuvant called INI 4001 to the vaccine cocktails. Adjuvants are substances that boost the effectiveness of the vaccines. Or adjuvants improve the vaccine response, providing a stronger and more durable immunity. We've worked closely with researchers from this place, whatever, to optimize anti-opioid vaccines for advanced human clinical trials. Evan said the work is 100% funded by the NIH. A few years ago, UM earned a $33.4 million contract to develop and advance two candidate anti-opioid vaccines through phase 1 clinical trials. The work is supported by the NIH, helping to end addiction long-term. The HEAL initiative, which we'll see what politicians gave them that money, right? Because it'll be very, very easy to follow this paper trail, people. The vaccines were tested with animal models to support their advancement to human clinical trials. Mice were tested, rats and pigs. Papers demonstrating how the TLR78, you know, I can't really read any of this anymore. It doesn't. We start with the lowest dose.
Look, long story short.
Yeah.
Long story short, it just sounds like they're making it so that I don't know. So you don't overdose. That's what it sounded like.
Yeah, basically.
It's not a fucking disease. It just doesn't make sense. And what am I? I'm a moderate what? What's going on with that? You know, the problem is you got to stop trying to give everything names, man. You know, there's not a name for everything. Sometimes it's called, you know, cause and effect. There's a cause and effect. If you're doing a lot of drugs, you know, when you start to act different, it's because you're doing a lot of drugs. And if it's hard to come off, it's because you like doing a lot of drugs. Watch Hunter Biden get awarded a $50 million contract to end opioid addiction.
That's hysterical.
Him and the big man, you know? Him and the big man. It's crazy, yo. It's fucking crazy, man. You know what? Let me smoke a fucking cigarette. You know? I don't know, man. It just doesn't, I don't know. And like the whole thing of like just trying to make it, see, it's all like, why do they keep trying to take away personal responsibility from everything? Nothing is your fault.
And I'll tell you why. Because so you can depend on the government to fix your problems. That's the whole point, dude. That's the whole point. To depend on them, we need them. That's what they're trying to do.
And it's so
business
crazy
101, dog.
I've been on that whole spectrum. You know what I mean? Because I remember when I was growing up, it was your fault.
What, the government's fault?
No, it was your fault. You did something stupid. It was your fucking fault. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Got to get paid in gold like Menendez.
Yeah. Did you hear about this? Bob Menendez was a senator from New Jersey. You know, it's the senator from New Jersey who got caught up in some shit, dog. This dude, they have rest stops and stuff named after this dude. You go all over the state of New Jersey and there's Menendez everywhere, bro. And
really?
My dad has called this guy Snake for 20 fucking years. Allegations that a leading U.S. senator acted secretly to advance Egyptian interest in a bribery scheme have injected a new combustible element into Washington's relationship with Cairo, testing a partnership already strained by regional competition and friction over human rights. The Justice Department said on Friday it announced an explosive indictment against Senator Bob Menendez, the influenced New Jersey Democrat who chairs the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, and his wife, in what prosecutors described as a complex cash for influence arrangement. Now, here's the thing.
He'll be
There's
fine.
nothing really complex about cash for influence. It's very simple. I give you this, you make this happen.
Yeah, and he'll be all right. He's a Democrat.
Most worrying for the Biden administration.
They're not going to touch him, because if they touch him for that, then they got to touch Biden.
Well,
He's
no,
doing
listen,
exactly
dude.
what,
No, listen, bro.
pays
This is the thing, dude. The Democrats don't want Biden in anymore.
Yeah, nah, well,
They don't. They're trying to take him down too. You're going to see all this stuff coming out with Hunter.
you know, it's funny. I don't think anyone wants Biden, but nobody wants Biden to die.
They don't want him to die. They want him to just live long enough until the election.
Until the election, yeah. Nobody wants him to die right now. That's for sure. It's funny. Nobody wants him, but nobody wants him to die, because then we got Kamala.
Federal agents cited the discovery of gold bars and over $480,000 in cash hidden in Menendez's New Jersey home, which they were allegedly received from an Egyptian-American businessman and other associates in exchange for favors, which may benefit President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi.
El-Sisi.
Yeah.
Yo.
And Egypt's like going off right now,
into
dude.
jewelry. That's what he should have did. He should have melted all that shit into jewelry. He should have been walking into Congress with all these gold chains, big ass gold bumps and shit, earrings all gold, rings and bracelets and shit. He should have just melted it down into fucking came in like a pimp. King Handel says, at Brian, going to have to talk to your dad about politics. He seems to know where all the bodies are buried.
Well, he worked for the state for 40 years. The state of New Jersey, bro. He's seen all of it, dude. He knew McGreevey, Jim McGreevey. He knew he was gay before that stuff came out publicly. He called it. He said he was at Atlantic City. It was during some parade or something like that.
So it wasn't that he was in a limousine, met him one day, said I could use a little bit of coke. The dude went and got him some coke. He pulled out a pipe, started smoking it, and then Papa Duke touched the thigh. So he was with it. Is that how we knew?
Bro, you want to call Tom and get him on the phone, bro? You're gonna accuse him of some.
I'm actually hoping Tom ain't watching right now.
He's definitely not watching, dude. He's not watching this show, dude.
I'm just taking risks, yo.
It's not much of a risk. It's a safe bet. He's not watching the show.
Michelle says we need a president under the age of retirement, but not as young as a millennial. I say the reality is, people, they need to listen. If they're changing all the rules in the NFL and all the rules in the MLB and all the, you know what I'm saying, and all the rules in the NBA, don't you think we should change some of the rules? I think a president should be between the age of, I'll say 40 to 65. I would say you could run at 65. You know what I'm saying? That's
a little
cutoff.
old, bro. I think 65 is old.
Nah, well, that's the year of retirement. Mm-hmm. And what do you mean old, man? That's me in like a couple of years. I think I'm still gonna have it. You know? I mean, listen, but what's the chances? Once the age limit that's the age limit, right? And I say that because I feel any president or anybody who's gonna make decisions for other people need to live with the consequences of their decisions. So they should have to be around long enough. You know what I'm saying? 40 to 60. I think 65 is still pretty, And I also think you should have to pass some sort of test too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to take tests to do other jobs, right? To be a lawyer, you have to pass the bar, right? So shouldn't you have to take at least, I'm not saying you have to go into a college, but shouldn't there be just like a test to show that you're mentally fit? Such a cute couple, right? Like, if you look at a couple that's going to last, that looks like a relationship that's going to last.
Dude, Zelensky and Pelosi, bro.
And when she kills off,
she looks like a reptile, dog. She does not look human, bro.
Dude, none of them.
So much plastic surgery, dude. And what about these, I mean, what kind of, pearls are these? What small child harvested these out of some sort of fucking cave?
Oh, man. And why is it they always do work on their face, but they always forget the neck?
Well, the neck, that's where they go in, dude. They go,
Well, I think they need the looseness of the neck when they stretch it. When they get home, it stretches out to the full length. You know, they turn into full lizards. You know, and then when the morning comes, it all shrinks back up. So the next days, you know, I feel like Brian should run for president. You know, it would be great. That's how it should be. People should nominate who they think should run for president. Michelle says definitely a psychological test. Yeah, some sort of test. And you have to be like, you know, in an age where you live with the shit you do. You know, King Handel says that Gary, I do believe candidates get physicals, but I'm sure that's rigged as well. They said Biden was in great health. Yeah, I mean, but physical, we're talking the physical shit. That's really not. They should have to take the physical and they should have to take some sort of mental capacity test. You know, which of course could be rigged. But if we're going by that age group, then chances are, you know, they're still there with us. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, 60 should be it, because if they win 2 terms, then they're going to 68. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so 60 is a good cutoff.
I would like to see 6-year. I like 6-year terms. I think that's enough time to get some stuff done, but it's also enough time to get shit fucked up, to really fuck stuff up. See, 4 years isn't really enough time to have anything like bad happen. You know, someone else can come in and you can kind of.
Yeah, because when Trump got in, right, I said, because once again, I was going off the media shit and all that. I said, well, you know, look, how much damage could he do in 4 years? You know, like that's what I used to think. Like, how much damage could any president do? How much damage could they do in 4 years? You know,
well, I think we really see it years after, dude. I mean, like the reason, you know, the economy was good under Trump because, you know, things were getting pumped under Obama. You know, like that 08, the 08 shit happened because of what was going on under the Bush administration, really, you know. And yeah, it just falls on the next, you know, the next president. And the economy was good during Trump because they were, you know, they were pumping cash into the fucking economy, and driving down the interest rates, you know.
Yeah, and then you know, along came Biden, just 2 years in, and it's really like a lot of shit is fucked up in the last 2 years. You know what I'm saying? So I guess you could do a lot of damage in 4 years. Is the point I was trying to make. King Handel says we just need one good dictator. Right? Can't we just get one good fucking dictator? You know, people get mad at me because I say what you want about fucking Putin, but he's kind of what you want a president to look like, right? You want your leader to kind of be that way, not take no shit,
bro, and look like he could snipe you, dog.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't
got a picture of himself with no shirt on and shit, like,
bro. I wouldn't,
house, you know.
Yeah, I wouldn't like if I saw him on a street, like if we were walking on a street, I would like cross to the other side.
He looked like fucking Liam Neeson. He looked like he'll get his daughter back.
Liam Neeson, yeah.
Liam Neeson. He looks like he'll get his daughter back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a certain set of skills.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, but that's what you want. You want that, or you want to look like Biden?
Yeah.
Which one do you want? You know what I'm saying? Say what you want, but which one would you rather have now? You know? But I'm with King Handles, man. We need one good dictator.
Yeah, man. I mean, here's the thing. You know, you look at, you know, the way to get something done is by complete authoritative control, you know, military rule. You want progress? This is how we do it. We shove it down your fucking throat. And it's progress. It's not your progress. It's our progress.
But that's what they're doing now.
Well, the problem is they're trying to do it while keeping up the appearance of democracy, which isn't going to work. What you need to do
I don't even know how it's working.
You need to go full China.
You need to go full China.
Full China.
You never go full China.
One country, two system.
Bro, you never go full China.
Go full
That's
China.
where he fucked up. He went full China.
One country, two system.
And you know, I think we need one leader. I would agree we need one leader, but I would say that leader should be Jesus. You know, But you know, they're not going to elect him. He's not very popular nowadays.
No, you know what, dude? He's just not good with the social media, bro. His Instagram is trash, dog.
I didn't say that. He did. I don't want to end up on one of those videos. You know, he mocked God, and then this happened. You seen those videos?
Yeah, where it's like
That's not gonna happen
his
to me, bro.
computer got
You'll be the-
struck by lightning twice during one
You'll
episode.
be the one to be sitting there. And I'll be like, Brian, I think I would lean over too. You know what I'm saying? I think just by natural instinct, if you flopped over in the chair, right? Just by, dude, don't even do that, because now I have a feeling you're gonna flop over in the chair and you're gonna strangle yourself. You know what I would do though? Like if that happened, I would look over. Like if you hit the floor, I think I'd bend over and like look as if I'd be able to like
to try to see down.
Yeah, I would just do that by nature, you know. King Hannah says Jesus has too many rules for these heathens. King Hannah's, I think you're gonna get a Christmas card this year. Richard says, Rich, what's up, my brother? Did you see that comedy lady while doing her skin talking about God loves her best? Is that even real, or what? Or was that part of a show? She went down. It was real, supposedly. Yeah, it was a part of a show. You know, she was sitting there. She was
what are you talking? What is she? Yeah, I don't.
But Google this. Google comedian mocks God, and then this happens. Just Google that. I'm sure it'll pop up. I'm learning how to get around the proper things to put in. And then just go to videos. Yeah, that's actually what I was thinking about, Richard. That's the one I was thinking about.
I don't.
This is it. What I tell you.
Double vaxxed, booster, flu shot, and I'm going to be honest, I have the shingle shot too.
How did you get on stage?
I
at the
still get
Improv?
my period. What? Yes. Traveled, went to Mexico twice, did shows, meet and greets, never got COVID. Clearly, Jesus loves me the most. Seriously. So nice. So nice.
Bro.
So I'm in the emergency room. I'm so sorry. I passed out on stage. I got up, I did one joke, and I felt so dizzy. You can see my eye. I fell on my eye. God. I cannot believe this happened. I feel so terrible that they had to tell everyone to leave and then cancel the second show at Tempe. I will be back. I've never
It was the
fainted in my
Tempe
life.
Improv. That's why she was on stage. But dude, this is very like
Never got COVID.
Katy Perry.
Clearly loves me the most. Seriously.
Watch, she does the thing with the hand.
So nice. So
Doesn't
nice.
she?
Yeah, they all do. They all do that look around
See
thing.
the hand?
Oh man. Aye. The second time, that shit was just brutal. Look, I hope she's okay, but you know, like I said, you're not gonna find me doing that. King Handler says, oh man, that was wild. Raymond, yeah, that dude, that shit, the more you see it, the worse it is. Raymond Robles says, is that Christella? I'm not sure. And he then says, never mind, not her. Okay.
Heather
All right,
McDonald is her name.
yeah. But you know, they got a bunch of that. If you Google, I think it's gay, try gay pastor mocks God, and then this happens. It's crazy. I don't even know if that's what they call it, but I know like that's the way to get to these things, yo. He got let off easy though. He got let off easy. You know, he didn't go down like this chick. But I mean, listen, man, I'm not gonna do it. That's all I'm saying. You're not gonna catch me in this day and time. Nor did I ever do that even before I was a believer. Even when I was lost in my own sin, I would never have mocked God. You know what I'm saying? Because there was always that thing of what if I'm wrong, you know? Nah, that ain't it. That ain't it. Oh, whoa. Let me see. It's a white dude.
Is him?
Nah, that's not the dude. It's like a young white dude. He's wearing like an LGB scarf around his neck, like that dude is, but with the other colors. Nah, that's not it. But he's sitting there and he's preaching some crazy shit, and then all like thunder strikes. Literally thunder strikes, and all the lights go out for a second in the place, and everyone goes, oh, and then it comes on, and the pastor has the nerve to go, that wasn't God. Come on, man. It would have been great if a lightning bolt struck right through afterwards. That wasn't God. That would have been awesome. You know? But yeah, man, I'm not going to do it. That's all I'm saying. You know, even before I was a believer. Oh, this is it. This is it.
In the hands of what Martin Luther King Jr. called the creatively maladjusted. Maybe minorities, sexual and gender minorities, have something to teach the church about dying to self, about new life, about... That is not a sign of God's judgment, okay? Maybe church.
Come on, man. What's the comments say? I always love
The comments are great, dude.
I love looking at the comments on shit like that. What's the comments say?
Yeah, he knew. Here's your sign. That's a sign, bud. You're wrong. Timing is everything. See, this is the part where you repent.
Yeah, maybe they do have something to teach, that you can be caught up in that sin and then repent and come to God. Maybe that is what he's going to teach eventually. One day he's going to be like, I was up here talking all that crazy shit. I was wrong. You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of those shits, man. It's crazy. You know? And like, speaking of crazy, man, you know what's so funny is you say things, right? And it kills me because like you say things and then people always like, well, where'd you get that information? Motherfucker, I've been like deep in this rabbit hole for
years,
close to 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
When did September 11th happen? What year was that?
22 years ago.
20. So for 22 years.
What year did September 11th, 9/11/01 happen? Is that what you're asking?
I'm asking. I don't remember the year. You know, what do you want me to tell you? I just know 9/11. They don't do 9/11/01, you know. All right. So there you go. 22 years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So for 22 years, I've been in this rabbit hole because that's when I really dove in, you know, after seeing that dude's documentary that like blew up.
Fahrenheit 9/11.
Yeah. And then I started just diving into it. And then, you know, like I said, you start with 9/11 was an inside job, you know, then you get into deep state, you know, then you get into lizard people, then you get into flat earth, and then you get into we don't even exist. This is all bullshit. So you start with that, and then you end up with do we even exist, right? But they'll ask you, because like I said, I don't believe all of them, although my daughter thinks I do.
What makes it easier to do the podcast? To believe in the flat earth or we don't exist? I'm not sure which one makes it more palatable for me to do this show. I'm thinking we don't exist. I think that's how I can stomach it the best.
That's how you can, yeah, right.
And I've been trying to get my family on it too. I've been like, listen, we don't exist. It doesn't matter that I do this show.
My daughter thinks I believe all of it, and I don't. But the point I'm trying to make is like some of the shit is like they ask you, oh, where'd you get that? I've been doing this for 20 years. I don't remember where the information came from. Do your own fucking research. It's out there. But yesterday,
for you, dog.
Because when I brought up the whole HAARP thing, right? Everybody's like, oh, you're bugging here, la, la, la. And then I saw this thing yesterday. It was a TV thing, like a TV segment on the news that was in 93. It was in 1993 they started talking about this shit. And then in 1995, they said it was going to be full scale in operation. Come on, man. And you got the people saying what the dangers of it is, you know?
This is from a government website this is from the National Science and Weather Foundation from the federal government, weather and climate modification. This is from 1965.
Oh, wow. So even back
Special Commission on Weather Modification, Weather and Climate Modification, blah, blah, blah. But here you go. The summary, introduction, possibilities, impacts, social effects, the law. You know, I mean, do you want to fucking look at some of this shit?
I mean, nah, we don't even have to go into it. There you go. Look it up.
There you go.
You know
You don't even have to look it up.
Just look it up. You don't even have to go that deep into shit. Look it up. You know, there you go. He sent you the link. You know, the link's up there, man. They be fucking with the weather. You know, that's why I got fucking what's her name out here right now, fucking blowing all over the place. Not to say that shit didn't always happen, but there's a lot of shit that you always got to realize is new. You know, like it's new. And the thing is, that you're talking when the HART program came in '95, I was 25. I wasn't even thinking nothing of this shit, right? Nothing of this shit. So I didn't know from the news or I caught that program or any of that shit that they were doing something different. I just looked into the sky and started seeing lines of shit. Didn't know what it was. All I kept saying is, what's that? You know, and people like, that's jet fuel. And I'm like, I don't think that's jet fuel. You know, oh, that's a Skyrider. And I'd be like, yeah, see, that's where they fucked up. They should have made those motherfuckers spell shit out. Because then we would have just been like, oh, there's a lot more skywriting going on.
And it's surprising advertisers haven't taken to that, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. They could have made it look like advertisement.
Right.
If they were slick, they would have made it look like advertisement. And I would have been like, yo, it must be cheap to do that because, you know, it blows away. You know what I'm saying? But that's the problem. It was just straight lines. And then as I continued, I didn't know what it was called. But then once I dove into that fucking rabbit hole, then I realized they were chemtrails.
Well, let's think about this, right? So the Panama Canal, right? The U.S. government basically created this canal system in order for us to move goods from basically New York to L.A. faster and cheaper, right? So we manipulated land and water to make this happen, right? Now, you know, there's agriculture, you know, purposes, there's military purposes, there's, you know, tons of other, there's tons of reasons that we need weather stuff to happen. And they're doing this in Dubai now. I mean, there's like legitimate news articles. It's called cloud seeding, where they'll go artificially put moisture into the air to make it rain. Like, it's not a difficult thing to do. I mean, if you remember in your second grade class, your teacher taught you about evaporation by putting two little things, you know, by the window and watching and measuring how much water leaves, you know, day after day. Like
I didn't learn that. You must have went to a white school.
I did go to a white school because I am white.
Well, that's not how it works.
In New Jersey, it does.
But yo, dude, it's even deeper than that too, because it's not just weather manipulation. These motherfuckers are blowing holes through the ozone. Okay. And the reason they're doing it, yo, they're saying that with that program, they're able to release frequencies. You know, I learned by watching the chalkboard dry. Yeah, I used to love watching the chalkboard dry. Why did I find that so fascinating? Because you would see like the darkness, you know, start to, you know what I'm saying? You could tell where it was dry and where it was wet. I don't know why I found that so fascinating. But they're saying that they release these frequencies that they can blow holes through this HART program. They could blow holes into the ozone, right? Now, I'm not saying this. This is what they were saying on this fucking news fucking segment. In 1993, they were saying this, and they said it releases frequencies, right? The thing that they used to do that also releases frequencies that when it hits the brain, you don't realize it, but it fucks with your brain. You know what I'm saying? It makes your brain kind of like all fucked up and off. They're fucking with our minds, people. That's why that 5G shit that they were talking about, now I hear that and it doesn't sound so crazy. Although it didn't sound so crazy even back then. Because now, like I said, it's not that I believe it all. I'm just at a point where I wouldn't be surprised. You know? I just wouldn't be surprised. I really don't believe there's lizard people other than when I see Nancy Pelosi and a couple of other people. But, you know, I don't really believe that. But
I do.
It winds up to be true.
I believe Nancy Pelosi because I believe all women all the time.
You know? Oh, yeah. Speaking about that, man, you heard about that, you know, they fucking demonetized this dude on YouTube, right? Fucking
Russ.
And now that I forgot who was sending out the shit. I think it was like the Department of Justice or something. Don't quote me on that. But they were like seeking out other places. They hit up Rumble, and they said they asked Rumble if they were going to follow suit with what YouTube did. And Rumble, check us out on Rumble, said, basically go fuck yourself. That's not how we run things here. So he's still monetized on Rumble.
Oh yeah, let's get this, dude.
Check us out on Rumble.
Rumble rejects MP's disturbing letter over Russell Brand income. Video site Rumble has hit out at a UK parliamentary committee. That's like the Congress in the UK, if you don't know. That asked if it would cut Russell Brand's income in the wake of sexual assault allegations. Dame Caroline Dinenage, chair of the House of Commons Media Committee, wrote to Rumble saying that she was concerned that he could profit from his content. But Rumble said that was an extremely disturbing letter, and that the company would not join a cancel culture mob.
Yep. Yeah, because mind you, it's just allegations. He hasn't even been like fucking brought in by the police or nothing. That's insane.
We would be grateful if you would confirm whether Mr. Brand is able to monetize his content, including his videos relating to the serious accusations against him. If so, we would like to know whether Rumble intends to join YouTube in suspending Mr. Brand's ability to earn money on the platform. We'd also like to know what Rumble is doing to ensure that creators are not able to use the platform to undermine the welfare of victims of inappropriate and potentially illegal behavior. While Rumble obviously deplores sexual assault, rape, and all serious crimes, and believes that both alleged victims and the accused are entitled to a full and serious investigation, it is vital to note that recent allegations against Russell Brand have nothing to do with content on Rumble's platform, it said. Noting YouTube's move, it said Rumble stands for very different values. We've devoted ourselves to the vital cause of defending a free internet, meaning an internet where no one arbitrarily dictates which ideas can or cannot be heard, or which citizens may or may not be entitled to a platform.
There you go. There you go. Listen, as long as YouTube keeps us on, feel free to watch us on YouTube. I like YouTube. I used to love
they got them.
YouTube.
They're featuring it right now. Look at that.
But Rumble's letting people say what they got to say, and they're not just, getting rid of people. I love that fucking whatchamacallit, by the way, that thumbnail.
This one?
Yeah. They're allowing us to fucking say what we got to say, and big up to Rumble, And you want to know what's fucked up is that even me, who I would say at this point is, got his back, right? Yeah, that's what everyone keeps bringing up. He should sue, especially if Cardi B has access. Exactly. Cardi B came out and said that she used to take dudes home, drug them, and steal their money. She openly said that. And, that wasn't an accusation. She said that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it makes no sense, man. It just makes no sense, And, like that shit's going on in the UK, but YouTube is here. That's even here in America that he's not making money in YouTube. So off an accusation. And what's fucked up is just with the accusation alone, right? Because even me, I'm on Team Russell, but then, there's that part of me that says, they're talking about a time when he was strung out on drugs. So it's quite possible, that he might have did that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's quite, and I'm Team Russell. So it already puts that there's no way we'll know, But I will say this. If he had, in fact, did that, right? If he had, in fact, did that, then I think he would be smart enough to know that if he went against them, that would come back to haunt him. You understand what I'm saying? Are you with me with that? Like, in other words, if he actually had something that he did wrong, that he remembers, because he sent text messages and all this and that, right? Yep. Then why would he go against the system? He would know, like, he might be able to, if he didn't like what was going on, he could easily have just pulled out, stopped doing that shit, kept doing comedy shows, and chill with his family, right? But instead, he came out, left that, because he obviously was part of that cog. He was a cog in that shit. He left that and then went against it. You know what I'm saying?
He could be an asset. Psyop, dog. Psyop.
Nah, I don't buy that. I don't buy it. I'm sorry. King Handle says Russell should just say he likes mangina. King Handles. You're the man, dude. Yeah, man. I just, like I said, I kind of feel like I don't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Either that or he's just stupid and he doesn't take me as a stupid person. Because if I knew that people had shit on me, even in any way, like even if I had ever been accused, if an accusation had ever come my way that they just didn't report on it, you know, they didn't take it with any value, I would still know that's out there. So why would I go against them? You know, there's a reason why I talk the shit that I talk, because there's nothing they got against me. I've done nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I could come out here and say this shit. They could accuse me of shit just like they accused that motherfucker. And that's what people don't realize, is that right now I feel safe saying all this shit because, you know, what's 1,000 views? What's this, you know? But when we start hitting those millions, you know what I'm saying? Couple of 100Ks and people actually start listening, then, you know, then we become a thing. Like if they can do what they're doing, if they can do, you know, the truth is, man, listen, I don't like to quote Trump, but he said it. He said, they're not coming after me. They're coming after you. You understand what I'm saying? And this is what I'm saying. Because like, if they could do that shit to Trump, if they could do that shit to Russell, these are people who have money to, you know, defend themselves. What could they do to you? And you can sit there and say, well, why would they do? I don't do anything. Yeah, well, usually that works, and hopefully that works for you. But every now and then, it's you. You know, it's you. And right now, they're going, you know, they're using the big people now just to set that precedence. You understand what I'm saying? That's the precedence they're trying to set. Don't fuck around. Look what we're doing to these dudes. Get in line.
Get in line, dog.
And speaking about get in line, the line supposedly is being built. Remember that shit we talked about? The line, the fucking the 15-minute cities. Supposedly that's already started construction. So now it's more than just an idea. You know. And supposedly that's what they're looking to do with Hawaii, dog. They're doing land grabs up there like crazy. Like crazy. I think the governor came out and said he's going to take a bunch of their land under some emergency shit, which supposedly that emergency shit was signed and put in before they got hit. Supposedly, allegedly.
Oh, I had some stuff from San Francisco that I wanted to show you from my walks.
Oh, let's take a walk down San Francisco.
Okay.
With Brian.
Well, so this was the newspaper that I found. It's the headline right here.
OD deaths in August equal most on record. Well, it's good to see San Francisco's breaking records.
Or at least being consistent, you know?
Yeah.
This was my groceries the other day.
You eat flowers?
No, I get them for the house. I put them up in several different arrangements. Every week, I always have fresh flowers in the house.
You're a good woman.
Have a problem with that?
Nah, you're a good woman, dude.
I find offense in that, right? Gardening and
gardening and putting flowers in a vase are not the same thing.
Listen, gardening, caretaking,
requires you to plant shit.
Caretaking for plants indoor and outdoor has been something that has been led by men for millennia. I'm sorry that you grew up in the city where you never had any sort of nature, and the only grass
plants
that you had, you smoked. But the question is, how much, without going over, is this basket worth? That was my question to you.
Oh, let me see. Zoom in. Mm-hmm. Let me see how much. Oh man! All right,
this bag's full.
Bag, 2 bag,
and this thing's
bags.
full.
That is You're in San Francisco.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, I'm gonna write it down. I'm gonna write it down right now, so I can't change. And I'm just gonna go to the nearest whole dollar. All right, I'm ready to go.
Let's get some numbers in there, people. Who gets the closest without going over? All right, so Michelle says that's 250. That's a good guess. I'm gonna say 187.
Let's see. 172.
172. That's what it is. 172.
Mm-hmm.
I cut shapes at 195. We all went over, but I was the closest. I said 187. 172.
Mm-hmm.
Michelle, where are you shopping? They're killing you. They're killing you over there. Yeah, because I was just looking at the bags. Like I said, I buy one bag of shit. Not even like real deal
$60
food.
No meat.
$60.
You know?
Crazy, man. And where are we right now? Tent City?
Dude, look at this shit, bro. It was massive. It was massive, dog.
That's what I'm expecting on the side of my building to happen. I'm sure that started with one. I don't think they all came there one day and said, we're going to set up shop here. I think one person set up shop, then another person came, and then it became that.
This is right under the Bay Bridge too. One, and then there was this one over here.
Well, I mean, it's no Kensington.
Yeah, but that's not a bad neighborhood.
Oh yeah, that's actually, you're in a good neighborhood.
Yeah. I wanted to give a shout out too to this place. A little special shout out. Red's Java House in San Francisco. It's an old school, down on the docks. You can get a beer at 10 a.m. kind of place.
Big up to you guys.
But they make a burger and fries, and they actually put the burger on sourdough, which honestly I'm not really a fan of.
No.
But they do pickles, cheese, onions, and mustard is how they make the burgers.
Yeah,
I got it no mustard. What's that?
I would get it with no mustard, no pickles, no onions. Cheese? And do you have a fucking bun?
They don't.
Do they have bacon?
Nope.
Yeah.
They might have bacon.
Sorry. That's like having the breakfast places out here that are owned by the Muslims. No disrespect to the Muslims, but I like bacon on my fucking sandwiches.
Yeah.
You know,
you can't really have a breakfast sandwich.
You got breakfast sandwiches and there's no pork. I'm like, come on.
Dude, the Jewish delis make bacon, egg, and cheeses, don't they, in New York? 100%, right?
No fucking way.
Not the kosher ones.
Not any place that they would call a real Jewish deli. You know, Matt's brothers own like a big Jewish deli out here that's like known, right?
Cats?
No, it's not Cats. I forgot what it's called, but it's like somewhere out here in Jersey they own it.
Dogs?
You're not gonna get no bacon there. You're not gonna get no bacon in one of those spots, dude. Crazy. Shell says she goes to Stop and Shop. One bag cost me $80. Yeah, man.
I hate to see it.
Yeah, man, that shit's crazy, dog. I used to, it has to be like in the 90s. All right, the 90s. What are we talking?
30 years ago?
30 years ago. Yeah, but I mean, just think about it. 30 years ago, dude, I used to spend $100 and feed 4 people for a week.
Nope.
So now, 30 years later, $100 doesn't even feed one person for a week.
Yeah. Yeah. That's...
To feed a family, it's got to be at least, a family of 4, it's got to be at least close to $400 to feed a family of 4 now.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's nuts, dude. That's a lot of money, bro.
That's
a lot of fucking money.
I'm spending easily $400 for, easy, right?
Per week, Raymond?
Yeah, per fucking week, dog. What do you think? I'm spending at least $400 a month.
Yeah. Easily. Yeah, easy.
Easy. Much more because I eat out, but I'm just saying, even if I shopped, you know, easy, man. That's crazy, yo. That's
a lot of cash,
insane, dog. Dude. Oh, he say about every 3 weeks. Oh, so you must go to like those wholesale spots.
Where are you going, Raymond? Where or
It's gotta be going
what
to one of
state are you
them.
in? What state are you in?
Being diligent. Yeah, man. You got a ration, baby.
Yeah.
Got a ration. You know, but damn, that's crazy, man.
It's a lot of bread, dude.
400 every 3 weeks. That means still in 1 month, you're gonna still spend $800. It'll carry you over, but you know, wow, man. Bring back chips for 25 cents. A small bag of chips now.
Sorry.
A small bag of chips is $3 to $4. Really? Not in New York. You can still get a small bag for 50 cents.
Yeah, well, those are always like the
and
chip bags.
And May is Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Massachusetts. I just learned how to say that, by the way, Massachusetts.
No, you didn't.
I didn't say it right, Massachusetts.
No, you didn't. You didn't say it right.
How do you say it?
Not the first time. It was Massachusetts. I mean, you said it.
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
Okay, I'm saying it right now, though, right?
I don't think so.
Okay. Big up to me. Fuck it.
Say Mass.
Mass. Okay.
You know,
Raymond says live on one of those borders towns that is right around both state lines. Yeah, man, that's a lot of money for fucking food. That's crazy. I remember, like now, right? You get $100. It's the equivalent of getting $20 when I was younger.
It's for real, dude. Yes, it is. I would agree with that. Yep, 100%.
I remember if I got $20, you could buy 23 liters of soda. You could just buy 23 liters of soda. You could buy maybe close to, it's probably like $4. So how many times is 4 going to 20? You could buy a whole bunch of 6-packs. You could buy 5 6-packs.
What, beer?
A beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Richard says they're forcing people into government assistance for the checkmate. Dude, I think that if they are able to pull off that other the second album, if they're able to pull off the second album and do another lockdown, I think it's going to be much more. I don't even think they're going to have delivery. I don't even think the golden fork is going to be working. I think what they're going to do is send each family packages of food, and this is your rations for the month. Make it last.
I mean, bro, what happens when they turn the internet off? You know? I'm serious, dude. What happens when they turn the internet off? No one ever talks about that, but bro, they could do it.
Yeah, I mean, motherfuckers like me will survive because I'm used to not having an internet. But like these motherfuckers, these young dudes that it's been around all their lives, woo, chaos.
Yeah, I mean, at least we know how to like read maps and stuff like that. Like these young bucks wouldn't know how to do any of that stuff.
Think about when Facebook and Instagram, and I think even TikTok was down for a day.
Oh yeah,
and that was during the lockdown. That was during the lockdown that people were losing it. And meanwhile, you ain't got nothing to do. You locked down. That was during home. And how long was it down for? A day?
Well, it's been down for days. Yeah, at a time, for sure. It's been down for days at a time.
I don't think it was that long that it was down. Maybe a day or two. It wasn't down for that long. And everyone was bugging. That's crazy. That's crazy. How long was it down for? It looked like he found it. Raymond says, oh, pardon me. Gas bubble. Raymond says, I used to supervise at a grocery store 6 to 7 years ago, and $400 would fill up a cart and a half and last a good
5 hours or 7 hours was the most it's ever been down for.
7 hours.
5.5. I'm sorry, 5.5.
And people were losing their fucking minds. Yeah, they shut off that internet, dog. They can't do that. I love when people say that to me. They can't do that. I'm like, dude, what happens when they shut down the whole internet and you just can't even find anything that you had?
You know what people, these are the same people that when you were a kid, they were like, oh, the cops can't pull you over unless they have a reason. And it's like, the cop just has to turn their lights on. That's it. And if you don't stop, that's the reason.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the fucking reason. Same people.
These are the same people who said the government can't shut down the world. The government can't force you to take anything. Same people who said that shit. You know what I'm saying? $400 would last a good month. Yeah. Yeah, man. $100 a week. I remember that's what and I remember as it started to go up, it went up like gradually, but You know, now you're throwing 30 years later. You can't $100 can't feed one person for a week. That's insane.
It's nuts, dude. It's criminal, really.
And it's also on purpose.
Yes.
That's
How does
what's
that
really
make you
fucked up.
feel, Gary?
Does it make you feel good?
Does
Does it make you feel good inside to know that
do
they're
you
purposely
feel-
trying to starve us?
Do you feel safe, Gary? Do you feel loved?
I feel safe. And I do
Do you feel
loved.
effective? Do
Do
you feel safe and effective?
I feel safe and effective? Well, some days are heavier than others.
Oh my god. I can't believe
You know,
what
some
this
days I
world
have
has
a-
turned into, dude. And I can't believe how our show started and what
Yeah, I know
what the
we
world's
used to-
become since we started the show.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. We used to, we used to talk about dolphin rape and fucking spearing. You know, and now it's like we don't exist. And what's gonna happen to the world? Listen, I feel safe. I feel secure. I feel effective.
You feel safe and effective.
Yeah, man.
That's good.
You know, I made
That's
it
good.
this far. You know, what are you gonna do, man? You know, and I mean, I guess the truth is, if you look, I mean, I don't know. Is it that I'm just more interested now and I notice things now? Or is it was like, because if you look back, shit was always kind of, there was always, it's not a year where everything was good. There was always
Well,
something.
And you know, you got to take into account the internet, man. I mean, how much is the internet playing a factor in that we see the stuff, see the stuff now? You know, I'm of the mindset, dude, is we're not mentally caught up to the technology jump that we've had. I mean, we're the same people who really, I mean, dude, your brain and even my brain so much is from the analog era, right?
Mhm.
We're not really even caught up to like what's going on now. You know,
no.
nothing's caught up. Like we're way behind. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, you are not behind.
I don't know what you're even saying right now. If I should take that as you were trying to diss me or compliment me, I don't even know. And I don't even care. I don't care. You know, I really don't. I feel like that, you know, because like when I lived in New York, like right now they're talking about New York being so dangerous and everything like that, you know. But I remember also New York when South Bronx was Fort Apache, you know. And I remember when Queensbridge didn't have corners that had hotels on it. You know, now there's all these hotels around Queensbridge. You know what I'm saying? I remember when there was no hotels near Queensbridge, and that was a dangerous place to be. You know, I remember when 40
How long ago
dudes
was that, you think?
in the 70s, all the way up to, I guess they started putting those hotels there in 2000.
Okay, so that's not that long ago.
No.
Yeah,
But
it's
I'm
not-
just saying, like, in other words, Fort Apache, they did a movie, Fort Apache, the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit was all fucked up. You know, I mean, we've had the Great Depression and all those things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Is it really as bad, or are they just really trying to push
What was so
that
great
fear?
about it? That's what
I don't
wanna
know. They always do stuff like that. You know, Good Friday. Who was it good for? It was good for us, not really for Jesus. You know what
It's
I'm
not
saying?
really good for us either, dude. We have to eat fish or pizza or something like that. It's bullshit.
That's what you're worried about. That's what you're thinking of. Oh, God. You know, you want to dive down a rabbit hole, dive down the rabbit hole of God. Okay? Get a little deeper. That's like those people who go, you know, what are you giving up for Lent? I'm going to give up, chocolate. I'm going to give up chocolate. Yeah, I'm sure that's very equivalent to him giving up his life in the most brutal way imaginable to man. It's equivalent. I'm going to give up porn. Well, good for you. Good for you. You're not going to jerk your dick, you know? So holy of you. And then what happens is right after that fucking week of Lent is up or whatever it is, they go right back to doing it. Where?
It's the Catholic Church, my guy.
That's just, you know, man.
The Catholic Church.
That's like, man, it's the equivalent of wearing your fucking mask to the table, and then when you sit down, you could take it off. And when you get up,
Dude.
put the mask back on and walk.
I've been seeing a noticeable increase in masks in people around the city, in the city, young people. I was at the doctor's office yesterday. Everyone had a mask on. You know who did? Your boy.
Good for you, man.
Thanks.
Do not conform. Okay?
I'll comply. I won't conform, though.
Do not conform.
I'll comply, not conform.
Even unto death.
Until death do us conform.
Even unto, I mean, 'cause the truth is, dog, you know, look at what went on when what was his name, man? The mayor with the nipple rings for New York. What was his name, man? Cuomo.
Oh, cool.
You know,
Mayor Dago.
Yeah, Cuomo. You know, that
That's
motherfucker.
like saying the N-word.
You know, you gotta look at what these people said, because when all that shit was going on, he was like, listen, if you want to live in New York City and enjoy the things in New York City, you're gonna have to go get vaccinated. If you don't, you won't enjoy the things in New York City. You know, and then Biden came out and said, look, we asked nicely. He literally came out and basically, I'm paraphrasing, but not by that much. He said, we asked nicely. Now we're gonna have to. He said we even offered you incentives, which is where they fucked up. They fucked up on so many areas with that. One was they did it exactly when they said they were gonna do it, and in a year, you know, that's the first fuck up. The second fuck up is giving us fucking incentives. Shouldn't the incentive be that it works? Isn't that enough incentive? You know what I'm saying?
Pandemic cases are down in all 50 states. First time. That's right. Thanks a lot to the hard work of so many people. COVID cases are down in all.
Bro, he looks
50
completely
states.
different than he does now.
I can't promise that.
Yeah.
will
Like
continue
sounds
this
different,
way.
dude.
He's
We know
deteriorating
there will
quick.
be advances and setbacks. And we know that there are many flare-ups that could occur. But
There he is.
if the unvaccinated get vaccinated, they will protect themselves and other unvaccinated people around them. If they do not, states with low vaccination rates may see those rates go up, may see this progress reversed. Ultimately, those who are not vaccinated will end up paying the price. The vaccinated will continue to be protected against severe illnesses, but others may not be if you're not vaccinated. But given that the vaccination is convenient and free, it'll be a tragedy and a needless one to see COVID cases among those who do not get vaccinated go up. We're not done fighting this virus. We still have tens of millions left to vaccinate, but we are making significant progress. In fact, when tomorrow's vaccination numbers come out, they'll show.
You know, that's not even the one I was talking about. But either way, you know what's so funny is you hear him talk, and this is the same guy who said we beat Big Pharma. How? By making them more rich than they were before. Bro, 12002, welcome back, baby. It's been a while since we've seen you too. He says, I think we are older, wiser, and maybe a little jaded. That sounds like an album. The title to an album. Older, wiser, and a little jaded. It sounds like what's her name? Remember that chick who used to sing? It sounds like an album she would have wrote. Hold on. I give up gossip for Lent, and I always feel better. Jesus appreciates that, bro. Biden is an empty fucking suit. Well, you want to know what's funny, too? I saw this thing the other day on YouTube where the dude is claiming that they murdered Biden. He was put in front of a firing squad, him and Hillary. And that those are the stand-ins or straight up whatever. You know what I'm saying?
How about that 75-year-old guy we talked about who got shot dead by the FBI?
Yeah,
for wanting to kill Biden. Remember, he's gone. Yeah.
Well, they didn't say wanted to. Well, I guess wanting to kill Biden, or actually, you know, I don't know what he really wanted to do, but for putting up those texts and shit. You know, we can't ask him if he really meant that shit because he's dead now.
I definitely can't find the article that you're talking about.
Which article is that?
The one about Biden and Clinton being murdered by a firing squad somewhere in the deep state, probably in Kentucky.
The Wall Street Journal. CNN reported it, dog. Nah, I'm not saying that happened, but I'm just saying. I mean, there is the thing, dude, that he doesn't look the same as he used to look. I can't deny that. Now, yeah, people.
I can't hear you, bro. You muted yourself. There you go.
Well, yeah, people change, right? They change. They look a little different, but like from that to now.
Well, he just looks older, dude. Is what it?
Nah,
what it is.
he looks,
he looks
different.
He looks older.
He looks different.
He looks older.
Okay, I know what older looks. You look older.
Oh,
I saw your congressional thing, man, and I gotta tell you, dude, when you were down being a page, I don't know how none of them try to tickle your tater tots, because you were a good looking kid. You know, you had your little bowl cut and shit.
Mopped up.
Lack of adrenochrome. That could be it. And, you know, they're not going to keep reeing him up because they really want him out of there. So I don't think they're trying to make him young again.
Yeah, they probably don't, you know.
Yeah, they're not giving him that adrenochrome. He's not getting his boosters.
Yeah. Quick shout out to everyone on Rumble. What up, Rumble fans?
Big up to Rumble, man. I'm telling you, man. Rumble don't play.
We have a big announcement from Rated G. Yeah, oh yeah, we do.
I'm excited. I don't know what it is.
We have officially announced that starting next week, we will be all of our shows will be Tuesdays and Thursdays at noon Eastern or 9 a.m. Pacific ish, noon-ish. That's the start time. So all of our Rated G fans, you can just know that you can check us Tuesdays and Thursdays around noon, and then most likely Saturday or Sunday at noon.
The Saturdays and Sundays will be floating. So look for your
notification.
Your notification for Saturday and Sunday, because it's.
But I think that's good. I think that's good for us. I think
definitely every Tuesday,
potentially 3,
every Thursday, and we're gonna try to get 3 up a week for you guys, because I know you guys. It's hard for you to go so long without us. I know that's what you desire, is more Rated G.
Honestly, bro, I used to like these weekend shows more, but I think our weekday shows are better now. I'm into those more, like those 4-hour episodes we do on like a Tuesday, dog.
I mean, I didn't have a good sleep last night. I got woken up twice, violently having to shit.
Ooh.
Oh, horrible. Like I was sleeping, and then my eyes opened up. I was like, couldn't even stand up to walk. I was like running up, So I painted the bowl twice last night in the middle of my sleep, and it was a rough night, dude. My stomach was making sounds like it was trying to sing songs and shit, man. Raymond Robles says,
yeah, well, I think that throwing up, what is it? Use larger amounts longer. It was one of these things, I think.
Go fuck yourself, man. It could have been the steak I ate, because I made a steak before I went to bed. Raymond says, just make sure you get them on Spotify in case I missed them. Yes.
Got you, dog.
He's going to be on that, man. Bro says, awesome. Thank you, bro. And Michelle says, yay, I get to spend time with my 2 favorite men. Yeah, Michelle. We love you, girl. We love all y'all who give us the time of day, man. Wishing you all the best. Hope the weather's good where you are, man. We're in the middle of craziness out here.
It is. Yeah, it's bright and sunny. I'm about to go out. Me and Tina are going out all day today.
All right. Don't go licking nothing off the floor. It has fentanyl.
I smoke my shit, dog.
But I'm glad Tina's taking you out, man.
Yeah, it's been a couple of days since I've been out of the house.
Yeah, man. I'm glad. You need your air. I'm glad she's taking you out. She's a good man. You deserve it too, because like I said, man, you come home, you bring flowers, you make the house look nice. You should talk to my daughter. She'll give you tips on how to make it look like seasonal.
Nah, I don't. I don't need that.
You don't
So
want to go the extra mile, dude. If you want to be a
No,
good wife,
listen.
you got to go the extra mile.
Shut your mouth and listen to what I'm gonna say. All right, I'm in stages right now. Right, we're in stage 1. Right, so stage 1 is we're in the new apartment. I'm working on furniture and organization of where everything needs to go. Right, so I have everything besides my office done. Everything on the opposite of the camera side. This is where all the storage shit that doesn't have storage spots yet. So today we're actually going to go out and look for some storage solutions for this stuff, but the rest of the house is settled. So once that's done, the next thing I'm doing, dude, hiring a cleaning company. Yep, I'm getting.
She's getting you a maid? Dude, man. You got a good husband. Let me tell you something, yo. Like, I don't see no reason you can't do that yourself, but man, big up to her, yo. Word is born. She taking care of you, man. She taking care of you.
Yeah, but I still have to let them in. And I have to clean before they come. Well, here's the thing. So we've been talking about getting the
Are you
cleaning
supposed to
people.
clean after they come?
We've been talking. Ooh.
Fake.
Raymond says, make sure you pick up after your dog shit, Brian. He doesn't have to.
So
he cleans it up one way or the other. He either picks it up or he scoops it up later with his shoes.
But what I wanted to do before
Brian has it good, right? Brian got it good. He's got himself, yo, man. He ain't playing. He is not playing, yo. But like I said, look, she's getting you all that, right? The least you could do is change up the scenery for the, when she comes home from a hard day's work, she wants to walk into a house that's, nice. So why don't you go the extra mile and just, set up like seasonally? This way it doesn't always feel like the same place.
So going down to what Michelle says. So this is how I feel, right? So what I need to do is I need to have everything set up in the house. Everything needs to have its place because there's not everything has its proper home, right? Now, once I have that, then the cleaning people can come in and they can clean. And the good part about most of these cleaners is they're immigrants with OCD, right? So these people do a great job, cleaning the house. So I'll have that done.
Do you know that for a fact?
Yeah, I asked the guy if the people had papers, and he said no. And then that's when I decided he was the company that I was going to go with.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure the maid isn't ugly. Otherwise, you're going to have a short marriage.
Fake.
Well, I didn't know I wasn't supposed to have sex with her on the desk at work. You're not allowed to have sex with the cleaning lady at work? I thought it was just frowned upon.
If I would have known this is frowned upon.
I would have never have done it.
Nah, dude, I can't believe you're getting a maid, yo. What's next? You can get the chairs that lift you up like Mike?
No, dude. But here's honestly, dude,
here's the thing. Get up on your own.
Right. Like, listen, dog, if a maid costs, let's say it's $150 an hour for the cleaning company to come in. I don't know what it is, but say it's $125. But if I can make $200 an hour selling or making some sort of video or more, why would I spend the time cleaning if I can pay somebody to clean and make a higher profit doing what I can make more money doing?
You're a good woman. You're trying to keep your end up. You want to add into the pot.
Exactly.
That's
well, good. The goal is what I want to do is make all the money we need off of the video stuff, and then she can pocket her salary, and we can use that to invest, buy some shit, like drugs.
Invest in some heroin. Man, you got yourself a good, she's a good husband. You're a good wife. I think the two of you are gonna make it, man. I think you'll make it. I don't know about, I don't think you deserve a maid, but okay.
Why do you get? Why do you think you get to decide that, Gary? That's really what I want to know.
I don't think I decided.
No. You said that. I I feel. I mean, what it sounds like is it sounds like your toxic masculinity is trying to get into my relationship.
First of all, there's no such thing as toxic masculinity.
Oh, there is.
No, there isn't. I don't
No.
receive that. I don't receive it. Okay.
You don't
There's
receive. No, you
people-
give it. You give it.
No, I just don't receive that terminology. Toxic. Nah, man. I'm just an alpha dog.
This is
That's what
going
it
to be a
is.
shame.
I'm a fucking alpha. And people ain't used to that, man. You know, women ain't used to alphas, but they all want one. You know, they all want one. Raymond Robles says, listen, if you can afford it, fuck it. California living, I guess.
Got no kids, dog.
So
It's a lot cheaper.
there
Life is
shouldn't be a lot to,
cheaper.
so there shouldn't be a lot to clean.
Yeah, there's not. That's why
You're
it's
just
cheap.
lazy. You're just lazy.
No.
You're just lazy. You're lazy. During sex, man, you
All
probably
right,
just
all
lay
right.
there.
I won't,
You probably just lay there
try
during
to, I won't
sex,
try to
right?
find ways where I can dump more of my free time and energy into the podcast, into the show.
I'm sure.
God forbid, Brian spends 3 hours less a week cleaning his house, so he can spend more time producing a podcast. Oh,
You know, that's the same argument that
Oh.
Mike gave. So I guess you're right. That is the same argument that Mike gave when we found out that he had a little maid come into the house, and we were like, you know, and he made the same argument you made.
right. But I actually work.
Mhm,
That's the difference.
mhm. Yeah, I'm telling you, Raymond, that's what he does. He probably just lays there when his husband makes love to him, he just lays there. He doesn't give nothing back at all. You know, dude, it's a very selfish way you got. You're like the wife that has the rich husband, and the rich husband's making like, you know, millions, and you're like, oh, here's my $150 to put into the pot. Here's my $100 to put into the pot. I just made it today. But I hear it all counts. It all counts. Good for you, man. You know, good for
It
you.
all counts.
Nah, but good for you, man. I mean, you know, you don't just want to sit there and be a regular old housewife. You want to, you know, add something to it and be valuable. You want to find yourself to be valuable. And I get that.
Honestly, I just like hanging out with you. And if I could figure out how to get it to make money, then I can really justify spending several hours a week fucking off.
If you could make money hanging out with me, you know, if I had people hanging out with me making money, I have a lot more friends. Everybody would want to hang out with me.
We can. We're making money. We're monetized on Rumble. Shout out to you.
Shout out to Rumble
Rumble.
and Spotify. It looks very good on Spotify. Very crisp. You know.
Oh,
I think
what?
we're in 4K.
Oh, you're saying like the video quality?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. They don't compress that kind of shit like that. They deliver.
And let's not forget Rockfin. You know.
No, we're done with Rockfin, bro. Rockfin's
We're not even
bullshit.
on it. We're not even on it.
Nah,
We're
it's
not
not
on
even. It's not even worth it.
All right. Well,
Mhm.
okay. I'm not gonna diss them. We don't gotta burn that bridge. Okay. Bro says, and they say the economy is bad. Nice to be you, Brian. Mm-hmm.
I've always said whether you're rich or poor, it is good to have money.
King Handel says Brian lactates. Yo, King Handles, he wears those little nipple covers, the sticky nipple covers over his nipples so he doesn't wet up. So he doesn't leave little circle stains.
You're a dick. You're a dick. You're a dick. You're a dick.
Who are you talking to?
Talking to you, son.
Ah,
I know. Did you just get it too? I kind of got to take a shit. Is that what that is?
nah, I just got it like a real, like my heart just fucking tightened for a second. You might have had a heart attack on fucking live on the show, like the time I threw up. Remember that? Remember when we was doing the show and I said, hold on a second. And I was just throwing up.
I
Just
recall.
You almost had the, and then I would have became a video.
And then I would have been like, yo.
Then
what's
I would have
going
been,
on?
I would have been the video of you know, comedian mocks God on podcast. Then this happens, and they would have showed the earlier shit I was saying, and then it would have had SpongeBob going 10, minutes later. And then you just see me. It just go down.
I want us to be the face of a national advertising campaign spawned by the government to talk about why you shouldn't speak out against the government. Look what happened to these people.
You want to be an example?
No.
You want them to make an example out of us?
Out of you, not us.
Out of me?
Yeah.
I don't say nothing. You're the one that says all the evil shit.
No.
You're the one pulling fat chicks out of cars during the fucking apocalypse and just punching them repeatedly just because you want to.
Who said that? I never said that. No.
Yo, King Handler said, did we get to the casino hack? I was taking a nap.
Yeah, we didn't actually get to that. Did you hear about this?
No.
Dude, MGM and Caesars broke out.
Oh, I heard something about that. Yes.
Yeah,
and they got
10
like
days.
all this.
Yeah, 10 days. They had everything was fucking down. They couldn't,
I heard they took like all their members' information.
Yeah, social security numbers, credit card numbers, bank account information. Yeah, and held it for ransom. MGM paid, Caesars did not, allegedly.
Wow, how much?
Let's see.
And how are they able to get that money? Like, how were they able to take that money? I'm guessing it was electronically, right? They didn't.
Oh yeah, dude. Cash. Yeah. Recent hacks of Caesars Entertainment and casinos owned by MGM were probably carried out by teens and young adults who have allied themselves with one of the world's most notorious ransomware gangs. Part of a trend that has alarmed security experts. Known by a variety of names, including Scattered Spider, the group is tied to a Telegram account that boasted last week of the MGM hack. They've been targeting large companies via stolen employee credentials, and they've given convincing tech support that they've been locked out of their computers and need a new password. So basically, they'll come up with somebody's employee name. They'll find somebody's employee name and badge number, but maybe they post a picture of themselves at work, and you can read it on their badge. And then they'll go on the company line and be like, hey, this is so-and-so. This is my badge number. I can't get into my online account. Can you reset my password for me? And then they reset the password, and then they're in. And then they just go ham from there.
So it's not
hard, dude.
It's not even that intricate.
It's not hard. Dude. Yeah.
No, dude.
Like and that's the easiest way to dope fiend somebody is to do it through a person. It's the easiest way to get through,
What does that mean to dope fiend a person?
To trick them, like steal your wallet and help you look for it,
Well, at least you helped them look for it.
Dope fiend them.
So that's how easy they did it, just through an idiot in the office. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty interesting.
Well, I'm an interesting guy.
So they held it ransom. So my question now becomes like, how do they get the money though? Because they got to send this money to some other kind of account.
Well, the thing is they never talk about that. They never release any of those stuff, and they also never say that they pay the ransom. Really, they don't like.
But they just said they paid the ransom.
Well, MGM, I think it was paid.
Oh Lord! Speaking about paying ransom, what about that
$15 million for Caesars? They paid.
They paid $15 million.
Mm-hmm.
And do they promise not to hack them again?
I'm not sure.
Is that part of the deal? If we pay you, do you promise not to do it again?
I'm not sure.
I wonder how they get that money. Can't they just follow the money to where it's going? Eventually, someone has to take the money. Not like they're leaving it in a garbage can. I don't know. But speaking about paying ransoms, just when you thought the Griner deal was bad for the merchant of death, did you hear he traded? I think he did a swap with I think it was Iran. Was it Iran?
Yeah, I gotta take a piss, dude. I'm sorry. I'm about to die.
You leaving it?
Yeah. I want to keep going. We got more show left, dude. We got more show left.
Didn't I tell you to fucking bring a little bucket under your fucking desk?
Uh-huh.
This guy, man, weak bladder. But listen, guys, see the llama in the back chilling. Love my llama. Listen, if you guys want to see what's going on, you want to come check me out, go to acjokes.com. And I'm there every Tuesday through Sunday. All right, check me out over there, acjokes.com. See when I'm playing. I'm either at Resort
She's
or
in the
Trop-
she's
or
in the shower,
Tropicana.
bro. I can't do it.
And you can't pee with your wife in the bathroom.
No, I don't do that, dude. I think it's disgusting. I think
Peeing?
it's absolutely any of it, dude. I think it's
Peeing.
absolute, bro.
No, I
it's
don't think you could go in there and take a shit. I think you should be able to go in there and take a leak.
absolutely not. No, I mean I could. I don't do it because I think it's disgusting.
What's disgusting?
You're urinating
Into a toilet. You're not peeing in the tub while she's taking a shower, right?
Just let me ask you. Let me ask you a couple things about piss, right? Do you want a couple?
You want to ask me a couple things about piss?
Do you want pee in a clear cup sitting on your desk?
Why would you have pee in a clear cup?
I'm asking you. That's not what I asked you. I said, do you want that?
Do I want it? Not necessarily. I see no
Why?
reason for it.
Why don't you want it on your desk? Because
Well,
it's
what would be the purpose?
Not that you can't. I'm asking you a question. Don't
What
ask
if
me.
you
a question.
found out
I'm
there were
asking you-
healing things to it? What if you found out that by leaving a thing
there
of
is.
pee on your desk, there's a healing factor to it? What if you found out that if like you was trying to have a baby and you found out that you had low sperm count, and then you found out that if you leave a glass of pee on your nightstand every night, it brings up your sperm count, and then you could have a little Brian Licata or Brianna Licata, name her after her father. Then yeah, peeing while she's in there is real love. Exactly. I draw the line of taking a shit though. I think that's disgusting. All right.
Anything done in the bathroom should be done behind a door that's closed and preferably soundproof, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, listen, like I said, I draw the line of taking the shit. I feel like the doors in bathrooms should be thicker. You know what I'm saying?
And a fan. Every bathroom should have a fan.
And who puts these bathrooms like right near the fucking living room?
Yeah.
You go to these apartments, the bathroom's right near the living room. Who does that shit? There should be a hallway. There should be a little distance, But taking a pee with your lady in there, dog, you bugging.
I'm not saying I won't. I'm saying I don't because I find it disgusting.
I think King Handles has your solution. Brian, just go pee on the street. You'll blend right in with the addicts taking his shit on the street. Exactly.
That was actually my thought.
He has your solution right there. Why? Because he's a man, and that's what men are about. Solutions. Okay? Once again, you're talking about the problem. Man, he just really his estrogen levels are high, right? Because he went and said, she's taking a shower. I can't go in there and take a piss. Where do you pee? Do you have a toilet in San Francisco? I don't know. Do you pee in the shower? Because then that would make sense.
I need to sit down.
Oh.
You don't sit down when you pee?
Only when I'm taking a shit. I will admit I don't get up, turn around, take a piss, and then sit back down. No, if I'm taking this shit, I'm already sitting. I'll pee. But I know you, Brian.
You?
Bro,
You know
120002 says, tell the truth. She locks the door. That's what I was thinking. Does she lock the door on you?
Well, I don't know. I didn't even try. I didn't even try to check.
Really?
You think I should? Is that a red flag if she locks the door?
I don't know. It definitely speaks on the trust.
The trust issues.
Yeah. Would you have a problem? Does she do that if you're taking a shower? Do you lock the door?
If I'm taking a shit.
Yeah, of course. Like I said, I draw the line of shits. Okay.
I think I'm taking a shit. That's what I'm saying, dude. I wouldn't. I'm not. If I really had, if it was like I couldn't hold it, I would go. But it's like it's one of those things.
When you're taking a shower, will she go in there and take a piss?
No. I told her not to come in the bathroom when I'm in there ever.
Really?
I said if that door is shut, that means you're not allowed in. That's what that means. And honestly, I don't even want you talking to me through the door. While
don't talk to me while I'm taking a shit. Really? Even if you're taking a piss, they can't talk to you?
If the bathroom door is shut, that means do not fucking talk to me. That's a private room.
So she won't even, holy shit, Brian, I never would have admitted to that.
What? What? Admitted to what? To what part? What part?
That you're such a bitch. I don't know. I just think that is like you. What would you do if you're taking a shower and she opened the door and said, "Baby, I gotta pee," and sat down and started peeing, and then
I would say you need to fucking wait until I get out. Is what I would say.
Really?
Yeah, dog. And I would do the same thing. It's because you guys are a bunch of savages, bro. King Handle says
I'm not a savage.
You're disgusting. You're gross. It's urine, dog. It's urine. I don't want to hear.
You're not
I don't want to
peeing in
hear
the shower.
I don't want to hear the dribble of your piss hitting the porcelain and going into the water, dog. I don't want to hear it, bro.
Do you get out of the shower if you have to pee and pee in the toilet, then get back in the shower?
Piss right in the fucking drain, dog. Right down.
Now that's gross.
Yeah.
Now that's gross. You basically.
It's all pipes, Jerry. It's all pipes.
But you'll pee in your own shower.
Enough of this pee pipe talk.
Doesn't even make sense.
It doesn't
even make sense.
If it don't make sense, it don't make sense, bro. And that's what I'm trying to tell you, dude. I'm not.
Oh, that you sit when you pee. You would have never admitted that.
Oh, I don't sit when I pee.
Which makes me think, bro, do you sit when you pee? You just won't admit it?
No, I mean, obviously, I would admit it if I did.
You said that's what you said. You said you sit when you pee.
No. I asked you if you sit when you pee.
No.
You said yes.
No, bro, heard you right. You said you sit when you pee.
Dude, receipts, bro. Receipt. It's a live episode. Rewind it. Give me the timestamp.
I will. When I go back after the show, I'm gonna give you the timestamp, and then on the next episode, I will prove bro right that you did say that. You have some unresolved issues, Brian, coming from bro.
I do, dude. Yeah, I do have some unresolved issues.
As do we all.
Yeah.
You know? But I think that's just weird. I think you should have went in and took a piss.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. I think if I ever stay at your house, I'm gonna wait for you to take a shower. And then I'm gonna go in and take a piss.
Okay.
Normally I would not do that, but for you, I'll make an exception. And then as I'm walking out, I'll pull open the shower thing and say, I only took a piss. I'm leaving now. And then I'll walk out.
Do you not flush it also?
No, I leave that for you because I won't flush it because then it makes your water. You're in San Francisco. It definitely makes your water hot.
Oh, yeah. I don't like when that happens. You know, it's never fun, you know?
Yeah, man. And bro says, I heard it too. He got caught up in the moment. Yes, I heard it, bro. He said that. He said he sits when he pees. And then he asked me if I do, and I said only when I'm taking a shit.
I got caught up in the moment. Is that what you said?
You did, man. You got caught up in the moment and just, you did that Freudian slip. That was true. That Freudian slip, that was true. That's what you did just there, dog. Do you drip dry?
Do I drip dry? No, I shake it. I shake it like a leaf, dog. Who drip dries? It's disgusting. It's like something Zach Pickett would say. I feel like he would say drip dry. Is that a Zach Pickett line?
No. Is that a drip? You just accused me of taking the Zach Pickett line, dude.
Not accusing
what I
you
do?
of anything.
What
Steal other people's material and pass it off as your own?
According to Mike,
that actually is what you do, dog.
According to Mike, that's what I do.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. That's why I like you. You sound like all of my favorite comics.
Oh, yeah. I steal all my material from you. Fucking twat waffle.
Wow.
I just stole that from Buddha.
Wow, dude.
That's what I do. I'm a criminal by nature.
What's the joke that you steal the most? Which one is it? What's your most stolen joke? That you're accused of. Honestly, that's what I want to know. What is it that you're even accused of?
Oh no, I've never been accused of anything like that other than Mike says I steal jokes. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what jokes? And then he tried to say he said I stole a joke from him.
Oh, really?
And then I said to him, why would I steal a joke from you, Mike? You're not funny. That's what I said. You know what I'm saying? They cut that part out. They cut that part out of the documentary. Of the reality documentary. They cut that part out. My response to that.
Then wait for them to put that out, then come after him for the footage that they used of mine.
Is this the Ask Gary G segment of the show?
Yeah, go ahead, ask away.
That would be a great segment to the show. If anybody wants to ask me anything, feel
That's it. The
free.
floor's open.
Floor's always open, man. You know, I'm an open fucking book for the most part. If I'm lying, it's only to protect you. All right, it's only to protect your feelings, not mine. You know, did it hurt, Gary? Brian, you're the one asking questions. When you fell from heaven. No, I landed on Satan. Your last name is not Mencia. No, it's not. You know, I will say this. I've had 2 jokes in my lifetime that were close to 2 comedians that I adore, and they're much bigger than I am. So I just stopped doing it. You know what I'm saying? I did a joke. Somebody told me, yo, that sounds a lot like this Patrice joke, you know, because I was talking about something about a person with a goiter on their neck.
Mm-hmm.
And because someone introduced me to somebody and they had a big ass goiter on their neck, and they didn't tell me that when the person was coming up that, oh, by the way, this person has a big ass goiter on their neck.
You don't see goiters a lot anymore.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's why I fucking said, oh, shit, when I saw it. And then they got mad at me because I wasn't looking when the person came up. I heard them talking. I turned around. I said, oh, shit. And like, it was unexpected. I think if you introduce him, you know you're going to introduce someone to someone with a goiter on their neck, you should tell them, right? And where are the safe areas of AC to live? Ventnor, Brigantine,
Margate.
And Margate.
That's great. That's really funny. That's funny. That's really funny.
How long have you had that, Gary? How long have I had what? What did I say? I'm trying to remember. When are you going to do the live Christmas special, Gary? I want to be in the audience. You'll probably be in the audience anyway. You're always in the audience. That dick in your mouth. Since I started doing comedy.
That's great, dude.
What's great is I read it. I just read it. Big up to you, Raymond. My kind of guy.
Raymond has seen every single episode.
Oh, so then you know how long I've had that dick in my mouth.
He caught up, dude. He caught up from the beginning.
Yo. That's fucked up, man. But that was good. I appreciate that. A good snap along. I appreciate that, man. What am I looking for right now? Brian, why don't you tell them where they can get our drip while I go to use the bathroom?
You can support the show at briantlicata.com/shop for all official Rated G merch. Let me know if you have any issues with the site. I haven't personally bought anything off of it directly. I just order it on my end, but we got shirts, we got jackets, hoodies, printed, stitched. We got these hats, we got shorts, so you can get any Rated G stuff that you want. Also, if you want to get fist deep in someone you love, check out XXXplayground.com. Only the best adult communication tool ever, made for 2 to 10 players. Are you looking to spice up your life with a love partner? Tired of the same old routine in the bedroom? XXX Playground is a game that can be played amongst couples, with a third person, or in a group. Get yours today. This podcast is also brought to you in part by enditwasgood.net. My good friend John. And yes, actually, that is true. All Rated G clothing is made in a Cambodian sweatshop.
Guaranteed. Sorry it took me so long. I had to wait. My cat was in there. So I had to wait for Mama to get out before I could go in and take a piss. I wanted to bring up, we had spoke one of our episodes that got taken down, and it got taken down, I think, within a day they took it down was our episode where we talked about a pizza club, right? And what I find funny about that is they say it was deemed to be debunked, right? Any chance we can get a Whitney up here? I'd like to shoot my shot.
I think you're talking about Whitney Cummings.
Oh. Well, I don't know if anyone can do it. Is Brian? Brian has all the connects, man. All right. If you're not checking out his other podcasts, Brian has all the connects, man. He got the big names on that shit. You go, Brian. Okay. You go. So they say it was
Dick famous. I can tell you that, dog. That's my number.
Getting what?
7. That's my number. My number's 7.
7 why?
7 dicks. That's my number.
Oh, you're gonna get 7 dicks favors? Well, that's the number, dude. You do 7 dicks, then the opportunities are endless. You know, the opportunities are endless, which is good.
I think you have to swallow, because I think that would be directly proportionate to how many I could down.
I don't think you have to swallow. No, I don't think you do. I just think you have to have your mouth open, because I think there's more humiliation in watching it just drip all over you. You know, pizza episodes are both still on Spotify podcast. That's right. And I went to DC a few weeks ago for the first time, and first thing I looked up was where that shop was. Is it still there?
And it's there. Yeah. The first thing I looked up was where the shop was. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It is still there.
It is still there?
Yeah, it is.
All right. Well, there was a little something with that came out. It appears that the reporter who debunked it, they might have changed the name. I know I would have. It used to be called what? Cosmic Pizza or something like that. You're going to have some explaining to do if your wife ever watches this.
She won't.
She won't.
Fact check: fabricated New York Post headline on ex-ABC journalist.
Oh, so they're saying that wasn't real.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Hold on. Let's see what it says. Let's see what it says. Let's see what it says. This is Reuters.
All right. Reuters. Okay.
Headline circulating online attributed to New York Post falsely claims that James Gordon Meek, a former ABC reporter, has pleaded guilty to child pornography charges. Is also the reporter who debunked the well-known conspiracy theory known as the pizza. According to the U.S. DOJ, on July 21st, Meek pleaded guilty to transportation and possession of child sex abuse material. He's scheduled to be sentenced on September 29th. The image circulating features a New York Post headline that reads, award-winning ABC journalist who debunked Pizzagate pleads guilty in horrifying child porn case. The Post on X. No such headline ever existed on the New York Post website. However, here, coverage of Meek's case by the New York Post includes no mention of Pizzagate, a fake theory about a pedophile ring run in D.C. that has also been adopted by QAnon. The Post did not immediately comment.
Okay. So if I heard that correct, what?
How come I can't hear you? You're muted.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you, dog.
Right. So did I hear that right? Someone please tell me if I heard this wrong. But what it sounded like to me is they said the headline was fake, that headline was never put on the Post, but that
Correct.
The story actually is real. The dude did get fucking picked up on that shit, right? And that is the dude. But they're saying that in the article, they never mentioned the pizza club. Well, Pizzagate, because you already said it fucking 5 times, right? So they're saying that they never mentioned Pizzagate in the actual article. But they're not saying that's not the dude who debunked it. Is that what I read? I mean,
I don't know. I don't know what I read because I'm going to go in and just look up the stuff about the guy. He's a former ABC News senior producer and senior counterterrorism advisor to the U.S. House Committee on Homeland Security. That's interesting. The FBI raided his Virginia home and seized hundreds of sexual abuse materials showing children from infancy. Okay. During his motivations, Meek noted that I grew up next to the CIA, basically, and nothing he went to school with the daughter. Noting he went to school with the daughter of CIA agent Rufus Phillips, who would later publish Meek's first work, and neighbored CIA operative Lucian Conan, leading him desire to work in the underworld. His father had been a lobbyist and a speechwriter for JFK, LBJ, and Bobby Kennedy. His mother worked in politics and narrowly escaped Mir Emil's Kansi shooting of 5 CIA agents in 1993. He wrote about crossing the Darien Gap from Panama into Colombia, alongside another group of composed missionaries who were later executed by FARC. Meek served as the drummer in the Virginia Teamboat rock band Scaly Andrew and the Lizards from Hell, fronted by Andrew Bajoun of Eggs, who later served as the senior editor of the Washingtonian magazine. Meek and Bajoun appeared in the Butch Willis biopic documentary Amateur on Plastic. Meek initially wrote political articles for the CD-ROM magazine Blender, periodical press galleries.
Blah, 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 blah. Go a little lower because they're going in order. So
Meek was the last person to interview William Colby. What? For the story of the assassination for JFK, and the former CIA director was found dead days later.
Natural causes.
The former CIA station chief, Howard Hunt, implicated conspiracy theories about the assassination of Kennedy and later thanked Meek at the end of his book for the use of his private shooting range. What, dude? All right, let's go to the Pizzagate thing.
Yeah.
From 2005 to 2006, Meek helped Peter Bergen release the best-selling book, The Osama Bin Laden I Know. This dude's a CIA agent, bro. He's just a CIA agent, bro. That's all he is.
Even the title of that, The Osama Bin Laden I Know. It would be funny if it's like you read the book and it's like he's a nice guy. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just like this nice guy. He's, you know what I'm saying? Loves his kids.
Yeah, here we go.
You know.
In 2011, Meek was hired by senior counterterrorism investigator for the House Committee on Homeland Security, although he was unsure why Congressman Peter King, I believe who was a CIA agent also, had spontaneously offered him the position, as he had not sought out such employment. Though Meek noted he'd written widely on terrorism and his third cousin wife had been killed in the Oklahoma City bombing. In 2013, Meek was hired as senior investigative producer for ABC's 2020 Good Morning America, ABC World News Tonight, and Nightline programming from 23 to 2022. In 2017, Meek wrote an article about Russia disinformation, wherein he referred to the debunked Pizzagate theory, which drew viral attention after his guilty plea to Judge Claude Hilton. In 2018, he defended his claims that his objectivity part of his job, circling with the plates.
All right, so I was basically right that they're not claiming he's not that dude, and what they're claiming is there was never an article in the Post that had that title.
Correct.
Nor did the article in the Post mention that he was the dude from Pizzagate. Okay. Okay. But let me just say, once again, nothing surprises me. So I'm not really surprised that the dude who went out to investigate that shit, and he said, no, that doesn't change what I said, right? He goes, I stood, impartial. Look, whatever. I don't know what to make of it. Does anybody out there know what to make of it?
No.
I will say I find it interesting. That's all. I'll say I find it interesting. Before the stickers, scratch and sniff meant buying Coke with your lottery winnings. That's Adam Gable.
One of my favorites.
He's one of my favorites.
No, he's my favorite.
Okay, I'll give it to you. I just said he's one of my favorites.
Good.
But you're a dick. You're a dick. What's the rest of your weekend looking like, man?
You're
going.
I got things to do.
I forgot. Your wife's taking you out. That's nice. She's taking you shopping. That's nice. Maybe we should get you something nice, you know, like a nice little sundress, you know, or something. Even though the weather's getting cold now. Does it get cold? It doesn't get cold in San Francisco, right?
No.
Oh, so yeah, get you a nice little sundress, maybe a bonnet, you know.
A bonnet.
You know, a little sundress and a bonnet. Yeah. So that's nice. She's gonna take you out. All right.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Me personally, I got I think 2 shows tonight.
Nobody asked you, dog.
No, I know. I'm offering this information.
I know, but no one wants it.
You don't want to know where I'm at tonight?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm at Resorts for the 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock show. I'm headlining both of them. And it should be fun. Okay.
8 and 10?
That's where I'm at. 8 and 10. All right.
There he is.
Yeah. There I am, all happy. One of my happy photos. You know? And that's where I'll be, man. So go to acjokes.com if you're in Atlantic City and cop some tickets. Use promo name Gary. It doesn't save you any money, but it lets them know that that I got people buying tickets. Yeah, man. Other than that, Monday I got going on. It's 3 o'clock here in New Jersey, and this gloomy Saturday, and I'm ready to call it a day. I need to get back to bed. I need to get some fucking rest. You know. Follow Brian at Brian T. Licata. Follow me at Gary G. Garcia. Raymond, before we go, has a comment. Got to get a Tuesday off to visit you in New York. Closest place I can come. Check out your show. Yeah, man.
Or maybe we'll come to you.
Yeah, man. Do that shit, man. Or if you're in New York, if you're in New York on a Monday, check me at the Not Quite Tuesday show. Oh, Brian ain't got on no pants. Oh my God, look at those legs, dude. Stop skipping leg day. I
skip arm, chest, and back day also, though. I skip all the days.
He says, do you have nice legs for? Yeah, actually, those will look nice in the sundress. I do agree. Guys, man, that's another episode, man. We will see you on Tuesday. Definitely, man. We'll be here.
Noon.
So we hope you are too, man.
Noon. Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Tuesdays at noon. Raymond says, later, guys. Have a safe and good weekend. You too, Raymond. Thanks for being with us for the whole entire fucking show. First comment and last comment. And that's how we're going to do it. Rated G, baby. Peace.